What is going on, tribe? How are we all doing today? We all good? We all golden? We all beautiful? I hope so. I hope so. Bear with me 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. We're just going to make sure that we're all set up here correct. Mundo. Abso-flippin'-lutely get all that business up and running. What's going on, Emmett? How you doing today, buddy? You alright, my dude? Got John in the chat as well. How you doing today, John? You're right, mate. Rob, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you all as always. Battle Fries as well. Michael, Digger, Burrito. You went 0-3 this week in GAC. Ouch, dude. I feel you. I feel you, brother. I mean, I went 2-1, but, you know, I still feel you. Oh, yeah, I was just checking Hot Utils, making sure my mod setup is correct. Make sure you do sign up for GAC, guys. GAC is back in full swing. Sign up. It's going to close in an hour or two. What's going on, Nathan? My day's been busy today, John. I've had a full day of it today, my bud. You know, we've had meetings, several hours worth of meetings today. As well as, you know, I did some thumbnail work and editing work for our GAC live stream on Monday, and I pushed out the Gungan video today as well on the raid. So if anybody needs any help with the Gungan setup or what it's capable of, check out my new video. Pro tip: Gungans are bloody easy in the new raid. Best team to invest in, really. What's going on, Sanest? How you doing today, my man? Right after getting demoted. Ooshk. You went 1-2 this week against opponents with 4 mil more GP than you. Yeah, that's rough, dude. What's going on, Alex? Wolfie, what's going on, my dude? Tiger, how are you? Faith on. Chat's popping off today. Chat's popping off today. Noswitha, Klidno. Klidno. Shemaya Khan. You lost your match because of 5 banners. Ah, Seville. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Nobody wants to lose by 5 banners, do they? Pew, 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 pew. Hey, Trox, how you doing, my dude? Huge. All right. Let's deal with this bad mamma jamma. That was a nice hit. That was a very nice hit. Then you can just full auto from here. Happy days. Doing great, thanks, Aatrox. Best ability in the game, that auto button. It's pretty pro. Are we doing roster reviews today? And if so, should I fill the form? I will be doing roster reviews today. I've got a couple of things I need to do, obviously, for TB and that. But, yep. We will be doing roster reviews. I'll put a link up there. I'll put a link in the chat to the form. And we'll go from there. You all know the deal, guys. You all know the deal. Donations are not mandatory, but appreciated. And we'll get you on the priority list for roster reviews. And failing that, everybody gets a turn, baby. You know what I mean? Eli, how you doing? Oh, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. I love it when it does this. Like, if the opponent hasn't used its first special on Leviathan and you take over the capital ship, it uses it on your turn, and it just has a bit of a brain fart, thinking, what can I actually do here? What's going on, Sailor? Celia? Darth Celia? Don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. Do apologise. We might have a slight opportunity here to do some last second enhancement of datacrons. Get that up. Spend all this wonderful currency so that we can get more relic levels. Everybody loves relic levels. Where are we looking? I mean, I suppose I could get some of these just to try and pump those numbers up a little bit, you know what I mean? Down. I don't really need more of them right now, but these we'll get more of, why not? These I'll get more of, because why not? These I'll get more of, because why not? And these. Let's just try and get everything over 300 at the very least, shall we? And if I see any of the high value targets, we'll just pump them a little bit higher. Oh, there we go. Spent all my currency. Good. That's what we're looking for. Any good mods? No. Yeah, screw it. Why not? Sorry guys, just going through the stores real quick. Trying to make sure I get everything that I need and want and desire. Quickly. Do I have any more materials here? I do not. Okay. I have napkin. Thank you kindly, good sir. I have definitely had an amazing day. Amazingly busy. But hey, sometimes you got to choose to remain positive. So, in an ideal world, I would love to re-roll one of these tank crons to get something a little bit more useful. You know, like Gar Saxon. But I'm not gonna lose any hair over that. I'm gonna try and see. So, support, tank, support, attacker. Whenever I can, I want to try and get attackers with the double tap. So let's just try and re-roll this attacker one. Can I get the double tap? No. I'll leave it as it is. It's not even open yet, buddy. Not even open yet, Eric. I've got some stuff to do before we start off the roster reviews, essentially. I'll have the roster review thing down here. You can see roster reviews are closed right now. If you check out in the bottom right corner down there. Bottom right corner. Or if I just do it like this, roster reviews closed. As long as that's there and says closed, we're not taking roster reviews right now. As soon as it's open, I'll have a pinned message in the chat. That'll take you to the roster review form. Okay? Nice, Eli. Good business, man. Good business. What's really brutally painful is that my Morgan Elsbeth is going to be like 10 shards away from 7 stars. Oh, to be fair though, I'm not going to be using her in this round of GAC anyway. She's not really got a place in the game properly just yet. It is the same. It is the same thing as in my Discord, Eric. Absolutely. Ran out of signal data to take further than R5? We'll do for this round. Absolutely. Do you keep your lives on your channel, son? My lives? My live streams, do you mean? All my live streams stay open. Erroneous! What's going on, Papa Pump? What's up, dude? Yeah, my live stream... I never take down my live streams. Or very rarely do I take down my live streams. Obviously on Twitch, they only last so long. Twitch, I think, deletes your live streams after about 2 weeks. But on YouTube, all my live streams stay up. Because most of the time I just can't be bothered to delist them. And why? Why not? Why not just leave them up? Why I was wrong, Chrissy? You had 6 pints of Guinness and an Indian. Maybe died and gone to heaven. That sounds like a perfect night. Your body isn't functioning. You're going to have a great day on the toilet tomorrow, mate. Guinness and an Indian. Yep. How'd you get access to a roster view? As soon as we open them, I'll let you know. Christ, toilet will be crying tomorrow. Oh, dear me. I think it's a monthly check-in. You made me really want an Indian. It's going to be like cement. It's going to burn like cement. Like hot cement that solidifies not long after. And then you're going to need to call the plumber. I mean, you're going to look back and you're going to think, was it really worth it? Was it really worth it? I was thinking, by the way, guys, that we should probably do another subathon. We should probably do another subathon. We haven't done one in, I don't know, like 6 months or something. And Mrs. Scribble is going away in about 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks' time, she's got to go away for work for a week. So I might run a subathon there. Have some good times doing that. We'll see. Fowl for scribe. It is indeed. That is usually what I have, my good sir. A lamb fowl. Love a good lamb fowl. What's a subathon? Subathon is kind of a Twitch-based thing. It'll be live on YouTube essentially, but we do a live stream playing games, community games, talking, any sort of thing, where any sort of subs, donations, memberships, bits, any sort of that increases the time that we stay live. So last time we did it, I think we were live for about 36 hours. With no sleep. That was awful. So, but yeah, it's a good opportunity to have some fun, and I get to try and raise some money. We've got an expensive time in Swigger coming ahead of us, so I'd like to try and raise some money. And there's something else that I'm saving up for, which I can't really talk about on the stream right now. With the pressure this arrives, it ain't going to need a plumber. You're going to need a new toilet instead. Waiting for the next Lightspeed bundles, hoping for Revens. You never know. You never know. They are good units to have. They are very good units to have. I would probably pick one up just to get Mission in Zalbar to relics. Did we ever get a video of you flipping a fish in the road? No. No, we didn't do it in the end. Several plays, thank you so much for the follow there. As you found out, I cannot be trustworthy with these sorts of things. Flop like a fish. Sorry, just checking the chat real quick. So tomorrow we should have our 7-star Morgan Elsbeth. And I'll take her straight to Relic 7. And then part of me wants to invest the relic levels in the known legendary requirements that we've got for Ahsoka Tano and for Balin. But I'm also expecting us to get another marquee next week. So I'm like, do I save for that one? Do you know what I mean? In fact, I need to go over to Stream Elements. Stream Elements. Connect with Twitch. I need to go into my Stream Elements and edit my fundraising activities. Because currently it is showing Morgan Elsbeth, and we did Morgan Elsbeth. Let's go ahead and change all this business. There we go. All good in the hood. Right, okay. Speaking of, did we ever... No, not my Darth Revan and Malgus, but he's at 6-star, being Gear 11. Rup-ro. Well, I've said this before, but if we do get a Revan Lightspeed bundle, it won't actually include the Revans, or Malak for that matter. It'll only look to include the characters required to unlock. Right, I need to put my my Zepho unlock mod set on. So let's do that real quick. I still need to invest more relic levels in my Malgus as well. I'd like to take him to relic 8, relic 9 if possible, but that's a big invest, unfortunately. There's so many characters in my roster that I want to take to like minimum relic 7, but being able to relic 7 stuff right now feels like a complete luxury. But probably just because I'm putting so much pressure on myself to get the new stuff as soon as I can. It's a hard life, guys. It's a hard life. Mistfeed, thank you so much for the follow there. Welcome to the tribe, buddy. Is Darth Bane okay at Relic 7 or should you go high? I'm sure he does fine at Relic 7. You could go higher. I like R8 for attackers, personally. Relic 7, 8, and 9 are so hard to get right now, keeping the signals for GL requirements. Well, exactly, Dubois. Like, it's exactly it, you know? That's precisely where I'm at the moment. Like, very much wanting to invest in so many characters to get them Relic 7, 8, 9. But with everything that's going on... Oh, okay, that's fine. With everything that's coming out right now, it's so hard to justify relicking anything. Yeah, looks like we got a bot in Twitch. There we go. Try to do all you can now to get the new shiny stuff. Yeah. Ba-da-bum-bum. Alright, so let's do the old Zepho unlock mission. That's not Bracker at all, is it? Just over here. See ya with Jedi Knight Cal. Let's just double check to make sure the mod sets got applied. Looks like they have. We could increase. I mean, I don't really want to. How about this one? This one we could increase. Didn't really want the protection there, but there we go. Has it got anything? I mean, let's try and just... Give me speed instead. Oh! 6 speed. I'll definitely take that. I'll definitely take that. It's really tempting to reroll this. Rude. Alright, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Can we get some more offense? Yeah. Alright, fine. What have we got over here? Speed. Max health. It's not really one I'd want to increase, I don't think. Speed, defense. Yeah, this is fine. Alright, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's go for it. Returning player here since late May. Is it true that there was a Lightspeed bundle for the requirements for Beskar Mando? I don't think so, Lima. I don't... Oh! There was one that definitely had Cara Dune. Yeah, I think there was. It's a while ago now, though. Let's just get rid of that. Slap you. Swap it over, baby. There was one, yeah. There was indeed. Do just a little bit of that sweet lovin'. Armor shred. And let's say goodbye to Purge Trooper. Bye, buddy. Now I'm going to tempt fate. Perfect amount of fate tempting there. Armor shred. Oh, and we got the stun. Get you, fancy pants. Get wrecked, nerd. Hey, FN, what's going on, brother? Things are good here. Very rude. Get rid of that. That's a bit of a pain, isn't it? Boom, 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 boom. So now we're almost certainly going to have a counterattack on the El Proby droid. So he's quite likely going to explode on us, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. There's that counterattack, so he's going to explode. If he goes on Seer, may well kill her. He won't kill her with the hit, but he'll weaken her enough. If he goes on Cal, he won't do anything. Because that's how I mod my Cal. Go on, hit Cal. Please hit Cal. That didn't go how I thought it would. I was expecting him to, you know... Oh, I messed this up, didn't I? Silly sausage. Boom, 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 boom. Alrighty. Let's get rid of her. Pretty good damage. They're hitting only her. It's quite funny. Get wrecked, nerd. Alright. You're working on unlocking this 2-piece right now for your guild. To help with Kairos. Good stuff, gnomes. It's well worth it. Mandalorian IG-11, Quill. Yeah. You've not played since 2018. Lightspeed bundles are a new concept. By any chance are Lightspeed bundles destined to come back? They do occasionally come back, Lima. They do occasionally come back. But I don't think there's any sort of established cadence for it. It's just luck. Try and reapply all my modding now. Love the new raid video. Definitely going to work on your Gungans. Good stuff, gnomes. Can I share my Zepho modding on Discord? Sure. Yeah, one sec. I just need to wait for my hot utils to finish applying my standard modding. And then I'll get a picture of it. So, I have a whole video on the Zepho unlock mission that uses an older version, which is still perfectly viable, which is like the potency, speed potency based cal. I just enjoy doing this defense setup as well. I enjoy the defense setup, so... Zepho unlock max defense build. Mod set. And I'll just pin that. There you go, buddy. So the idea behind building that mod set was I wanted to create a mod setup that was immune to RNG. Because the only thing that can go wrong in a Cal setup for the Jedi Knight Cal unlock there is if Probe Droid happens to hit your Cal when he's got Retribution, and he then counterattacks and hits under the protection of the Probe Droid, and then the Probe Droid blows up on Cal and one-shots him. That's like the only thing that can make that thing go wrong. So I built a defense-based setup for Cal, so that if that happens, it tries to blow up on Cal and does like 20k damage instead of 600k. Maybe because I have some of them though. Yeah, they don't show up in the store if you've already bought them. But some of them have also gone to gift-only store. Got you on mini play so I can play Sugar as well. But ads are so brutal when they happen. Oh, I'm sorry, Burrito. You're absolutely right, Digger. If all the Lightspeed bundles were available right now and I only had money to buy one, what would I do? I don't think there's any Lightspeed bundles that I would buy. I don't think there's any in the game that benefit me anymore. Thanks, Thatcher. Appreciate you, dude. You think your Cal is modded fully health pretty well for that event? Yeah, but it doesn't save you. Like, let me find the clip. Like, it doesn't matter how much you mod for health. If IPD blows up on Cal, you're dying. See if I can find. See if I can find the actual thing. I'll see if I can find it now. Yeah, here we go. So let me just get it up on screen for y'all. So yeah, this is what will happen basically if IPD blows up on Cal. That's 190k's worth of damage, non-crit. Like just straight up one tap, boom. It's like your modding is not going to protect you from that, unfortunately. Well, modding for health and protection won't protect you enough for that. It's just too much damage to try and mitigate when you throw in all the other attacks that are happening. So even if you do survive that, you'll probably die in a hit or two. But you can see here how Seer only got 20k damage. Because like, you could have your Cal modded for like 110, 120k max health, and you might have 50 or 60k protection. 190k, it's not even critting. You're just gonna straight up eat in the shorts and die. And that immediately stops the run. You know, like if you've just got Seer, you just die. Like you can kind of cope if you've just got Cal, but the other way around, it's like no. You need Cal. Oh, from a brand new account perspective. Probably the Negotiator one. The Gas Lightspeed bundle, that came with the 7-star Negotiator. I think it's $20. When was Jar Jar coming again? August 6th? Something like that. You can fill it out now if you want, Seville. There's no rush. Nice, Burrito. What was the modding that I use? The modding that I use is this one here. I mod like this. No, that's my old modding. This is the old modding that I'd use, which over here has got like 170k, 300 speed, but it's modded for potency. So the idea behind this is that you stun all the time. So you stun the you'll stun stun the Purge Trooper, you'd slow everybody down, you'd get... I can't remember the name of the other debuff that you do on the crossguard stance. This one is perfectly viable and will work in 99% of cases. But my standard modding is... Let me get it for you real quick. Is this one over here. Come on, open up. This is the modding that I use, which is all defense sets with a bunch of defense. So, he's still around 292 speed, but his armor is 73.8%. So the armor is all the way up there. And Seer is modded similarly. She's got 74% armor. So the idea is, it doesn't matter. They can wail on you all day and they'll never kill you. So I believe this is the safest way of modding for this event. Because you just don't die. Because they don't end up hurting you very much. It's not the quickest, it's not the most fun, but it's definitely reliable. In my experience, I've literally never lost with it. Literally never lost with it. But I've only failed that Cal mission like twice. Alright, get rid of that. Let's go ahead and climb in fleet. Make sure we don't miss our fleet payout. Yeah, the standard understanding is to mod your Seer for defense. That's what gave me the idea to just mod my Cal for defense as well. I wanted to see if I could get his defense as high. Turns out I could. So I decided to just stay with it. Just roll with it. Yeah, genuinely, Chrissy, the only time that you lose that is if you get an IPD blow up on you, and the likelihood of it happening is next to none. Next to none. Hey, months behind, how you doing today, buddy? Ba-bam-bam. The dodge of rudeness. Love life dangerously. Live life dangerously? Yes. Getting some TM. Boom, 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 boom. Come on. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Alright, I'm sure we can full auto from here. All health sets with as much protection and defense as you can find. Smirt. Yeah, I think I've lost that twice. One was with OG Cal, because OG Cal is so much harder than Jedi Knight Cal to try and win that event with. And the second time was the first time I played it with Jedi Knight Cal, and the modding advice that they gave was garbage. It was in my old guild, and it was just, like, terrible modding advice. And I was like, well, this is the guild's suggested modding. Let's run it. And I got wrecked. I was like, oh, okay. How should you mod your Phoenix? I mean, typically a Phoenix team is going... Like, the standard Phoenix team at this point is a Hera lead, obviously, with Captain Rex. It's going to be Kanan, Chopper, and Sabine. So typically you want to have characters like Hera and Chopper to be speedy characters. So mod them for as much speed as you possibly can. You want characters like Kanan to be survivable. So you want like protection primaries or health primaries on defense sets or health sets. Characters like Sabine. She's a damage dealer, so look for things like offense sets, offense primaries, crit damage primaries. You want to have a bit of potency on her because she can land thermals and staggers. And then finally, Captain Rex is speed. So just get as much speed as you possibly can. Principles rather than individual modding and thresholds and stuff. My SAS is Relic 6. My SAS is Relic 6. I love the fact that I can save myself a bunch of relic levels on Sith Assassin and still win all my Leviathan mirrors. Alright. Oops, wrong one. Over here. Oh, that's mod thingamabobs. That's mod energy. Okay, we've only got 15 of those and 18 of these. Got it. Have to finally get it on the PC version. This makes cleaning up mods and playing so much more enjoyable. Months behind, you're 100% correct. You've noticed that the game has become very uniform. There is no theory crafting anymore. I used to run a team that was OP back in the good old days. I mean, there is a big element of that. Absolutely, Lima. Like CG these days tends to bring in teams that are very prescriptive in their use. So it's usually a case of we are going to build a specific team with very unique or very specific synergies called out because we expect you to use these 5 characters all the time. And that's only natural because the game is so much bigger now, right? They have to keep that in mind. There's like 260 odd characters in the game. If they didn't check synergies, then all hell would break loose eventually because we'd have these weird monster teams cropping up all over the place. So I kind of understand it. I wouldn't say it's completely gone. There is still room for theory crafting in the game. It's just far more limited these days. Far more limited. Yours R9 and never had to worry about fleets. Yeah, I get it why people did it. But I looked at Sith Assassin and I was like, no way in hell am I R9ing Sith Assassin. She's garbage. So instead, they can put their R9s there, and I can put my R9s in useful stuff like Wampa and Gar Saxon. And my Phoenix faction. So they've wasted it on Sith Assassin, and I've got the top tier Relic 9s, you know what I mean? And soon Cup. Yeah, probably in about 2 months. Use Phantom when climbing in fleets. Makes everything a million times easier. I just go with the lineup that pretty much guarantees victory. Well, I was wondering why everybody's modding C for full health, because when I look at his kit, nothing to do with health. Actually, only protection recovery. Is the reason to simply keep him alive? Yes, Digger. He can recover protection when he's not in ultimate. As soon as he hits ultimate, he can't recover his protection anymore. Congrats, Months. Is the next marquee Shin Hottie? We have no idea, Melkasel. I doubt it, though. It's going to be a toss-up, isn't it? It's either going to be Death Trooper Peridia, or it's going to be Great Mothers. I don't think it'll be Captain Enoch, so. You're a Nuke Gun Rate, Night Sister Zombie, Acolyte, Spy, and Princess Leia. Full stealth team with Gear 5 Zombie. A Frankenstein team. That must be going back. That's way before even I was in the game. Exactly, Chrissy. Exactly. In my defense, all of these were sub goals, so I would not do these. I don't advise doing this. I kind of want to take Hera to Relic 9 just so I have a full team. But I never use Zeb. I literally never use Zeb. So this is just like dead weight in my roster, really. Complete dead weight. I was not Chrissy, no. How large are those Great Mother characters going to be when they drop? I imagine it's just going to be 3 of them as one unit. I don't think they'll necessarily be large. It'll just look like 3 individual characters, I guess. When do you think we'll get the next batch of Ahsoka Rex? Probably not for a month, maybe. Thing is we need to have. I suppose when we get Night Trooper, Death Trooper Peridia, probably. He pretty much is, Chrissy, yeah. How do you quickly relic characters? Gear 12 to 13 has been very difficult. There's no really easy way of saying it. Being in a bigger guild, to perform better in raids and perform better in TB, helps feed the ability to gain more Gear 12 plus pieces. Take Hera and Sabine to R9 and you have a fully functional team. I mean, they do everything they need to do where they are currently. I'm not going to waste that many relic levels on this team. I'm coming up on having extra relic levels passed on what I've hoarded for Jar Jar, and I'm torn between improving raid teams or working on Leia Rex. On Leia Rex, so you don't have Princess Leia, no? Galactic Legend Leia. I would say raid. Raid is too important. Alright, I'm going to hit this button. That was interesting. There we go. Roster reviews are open. Let me grab my link real quick. Let me grab my link. Sign up for roster reviews is active now, baby boys. Baby boys and girls. I'll just go ahead and pin these messages in the chats so everybody can see them. Everybody can see the pinned messages. If you want to sign up for a roster review, the way we do it is we use a Google form. Click the pinned link. It will take you through to a very brief form. You've got to give your ally code and how I can help you. This saves times. I'm going to give everybody 7 minutes of roster reviews. They are free. But if you want to make a donation to help me pay for the next marquee and that sort of thing, and just maybe pay a little bit for my time, then that is welcome and it will put you on a priority list so that you will go sooner rather than later. Minimum donation of £5 through the PayPal link gets you that, and you will be greatly appreciated. Thank you ever so kindly. I am just going to go get a fan and a drink because it is bloody hot in here. Back in a sec. Exactly, John. Alrighty. Sorry about that, guys. Whew. God damn, it's so hot. It is so hot. Colorado-roo. Let me just grab all this business. We'll get going. Get going, 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 going. Bap, bap, bap. All right. Was not sure if it worked, so maybe there are 2 requests. Oh. Yeah, no problem. We'll make that work. Hi, Simo. How you doing? Let's also quickly just get ourselves some signal data. Hout, Chrissy's. Hout. Let's see. Our signal data horde is growing quite well. Marvel Strike Force roster review I need. I can absolutely give you a Marvel Strike Force roster review. The amount of value you'll get out of that, though, is basically non-existent. Basically non-existent. Because of the wonderful things it does. No, simply because I know nothing about Marvel Strike Force. How does that make you feel? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Ah, thank you, Ilya. Thank you so much for the Canadian dollars, is it? I'm assuming CA dollars is Canadian dollars. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Have you filled out the roster review form as well? I'm not sure why that alert is not coming through, but sometimes it takes a while. Good stuff, Ilya. Good stuff. Let me, Ben A10, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the tribe. There we go. That came through. Thank you so much, buddy. Yeah, let me go ahead and pop over to our forms so I can get all of the deets that we need. Gotta get it up for y'all. You know I love to get it up for you guys. You know I do. Just getting everything up here and prepped and running. Today is the 23rd. My God, you guys have been busy jumping in here, getting involved, haven't you? We have already got 30 of you. 30 of you waiting for a review. Amazing. All right. So, I can see 2 people have put yes down. One is Ilya. Ilya, I can see you right here. All right. Let's go ahead and grab your ally code real quick. And we'll pop over here. Get it up. That's out. You know, I mean, I can't help it, guys. I can't help it. So just to confirm, Ilya, is this your account, Rurik? Hey, Ice. How you doing, buddy? Burrito. Indeed. Okay, good business. Good business. So like I said, 7 minutes is what the timer shall be. Let's make sure we get this up here. And we'll change this over to 7 minutos. Booyah. Okay. Right. So, Ilya says, farming Inquisitors for the guild, then Gungans for the raid, looking for roster growth advice. Good business, Ilya. Good business. Like, what I hear so far is already pretty good. So, think of it in the context of the size of your roster. 5 million is very early to be farming Inquisitors and to be farming Gungans, but I support it because it's still a good progression. Let's take a look then. Let's take a look. I'm liking some things already about this account. First and foremost, you've got Jabba. I nearly said Jar Jar there. You've got Jabba as your one and only GL. As far as, like, if you were to throw a dice and be like, what's the best, most useful GL to have? You nailed it. You know what I mean? You nailed it straight away. Getting Jabba right off the bat, huge. 5 million GP with Jabba as GL is awesome. But you've also got Executor and you've got Negotiator. This is a really strong early setup where you've got good GL and you've got 3 good fleets already with Malevolence, Executor, and Negotiator. So you're in a really strong position kind of early on. I like that already. Thanks, Eric. Really appreciate that, buddy. What's R dollars? R dollars? No idea, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. 29 R dollars? R dollars. No idea, but thank you. Rubies. I don't know. Do they use a $sign? No idea. Reais from... I probably completely butchered the pronunciation of that. Is it?
Ryan tipped £5.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you. Is it Reais? Anyway, sorry. I'll stop getting distracted here. So, Inquisitors, first and foremost. You're working on them. How are you looking? All right, so you're about halfway there, nearly halfway there. Working on these. This is definitely a good thing to do. How far along are you on getting your scythe unlocked as well? Is that still coming along, or is that a long ways off for you at the moment? Very close. Good stuff. Thank you, buddy. So yeah, obviously definitely finish off this so you can unlock your Grand Inquisitor. But I'm assuming if your guild is pushing for this, for the Grand Inquisitor unlock, they're expecting you to take them to Relic 7 so that you can unlock Reaver as well. If you are doing that, I recommend you leave Second Sister at Relic 5 and Relic 7 the rest of the Inquisitors alongside Grand Inquisitor, okay? Second Sister, yes, is the pilot, but she is typically the red-headed stepchild of the Inquisitors, gets thrown out and never used. So, you don't, and plus you don't need her ship to perform any better than the unique that allows you to call in TIE Defender, really. The scythe is at 210 shards. Okay, so relatively close. Probably by the time you get Grand Inquisitor unlocked, you'll be pretty close to unlocking the scythe in full. That's really good business. That's really good business. Now, the other thing I'd like to check is this will be low-hanging fruit. You've got Iden at gear 12. Do you have TIE Defender? And your TIE Defender's already set. That's huge. That's huge. Really, really useful. So this means that when you are finished with the Inquisitor farm, you've also got a fleet ready to go with the Chimera, the Empire counter to Leviathan, essentially, which is still an incredibly solid counter, not only to Leviathan, but also to pretty much any fleet. It's that viable, you know? So you will need to have the Second Sister Inquisitor ship, the Interceptor, the Iron Interceptor. I don't know if that's on the cards for you. If that's coming, let me know. So yeah, build up Inquisitors, absolutely. Try to round out this fleet because it will just give you another option, help you remain relevant and be able to climb in GAC, which is another source of crystal income. So at the moment, I think I saw you getting second in Fleet Arena. I imagine you can get first. So you don't really need to worry too much about pushing Fleet Arena because your fleet game is already pretty strong. After you finish getting Gungans, that's going to give you a massive boost towards your raid performance, which is really, really solid. So I would probably recommend start looking into getting a few more Galactic Legends to round out your roster a little bit. Easy low-hanging fruit for you is probably going to be characters like C, but because you have Jabba, JML is probably not too long of a shout for you either. I don't know how far along... Oh, you've got Wampa down here, so that's really not so bad. So yeah, once you've finished off those, round out that Chimera fleet. You might have to put a couple of relic levels into Thrawn, but that also ties into unlocking things like C. C and JML would be really good low-hanging fruit for your... Well, not necessarily low-hanging fruit, but good GLs to start unlocking after you finish doing all that sort of business. You can't unlock Proving Grounds for the... Oh man, that's brutal. Oof, that really hurts. Is the battle too difficult for you, Ilya? I genuinely wish I could give guidance on Proving Grounds, but I physically can't do the battles. So I'm not sure what you actually need to build in order to start unlocking that TIE Interceptor. But either way, looking at what you've got at the moment, I like that you've actually taken some time to put some relic levels into BAM. That's really obviously paying off in helping your executive fleet. You've got Grievous built up already. I'm not sure if you've got things like STAP. Let's actually take a moment to look at your Separatists. Hey, Jacob, thank you so much. Okay, yeah, this doesn't surprise me in the slightest, really. STAP is... He is a really solid unit and really does improve the General Grievous squad, but because he's a Cantina farm, it does eat into your ability to actually gain relic levels, so I'm not surprised that you haven't invested in him. I was just thinking it could help towards, you know, getting some additional raid score points. The only thing I would suggest is if you do start pushing down the route for C as well. That will give you stuff like Count Dooku and Sidious. It's a stepping stone to another 3-man team that can do well in the raid. Now, usually I do recommend people use Newt as that 5th, and you probably won't be looking to relic your Newt until you're ready to push for Lord Vader, but you can use things like Stap. You can use things like Droidica, not necessarily B2. So it gives you another option there to get another team running for the raid as well. You need Treya and Nihilus. Okay. There's a Trello board on Reddit that has all the teams used for Proving Grounds. Nice, Tailspin. So let's actually have a look at your Treya. Like, Treya is still a fantastic team. So you've got Treya and Savage. Just need a little... I can understand why you don't have too much investment in this sort of team. It is fantastic, really phenomenal GAC team, but it's probably just one of those things that you just don't have the opportunity to dip into at this time. Good stuff, Ilya. Any last... So you recommend Sidious, Maul and Newt after JML or before? It depends which way you're going to go, because C will be a quicker unlock for you. I don't know if you've got Bane. Banby. No. So C will be a quicker unlock as far as Galactic Legends are concerned. JML is probably a better overall GL to have, just because he's got more flexibility than C, and helps you out in things like Conquest and that sort of thing, right? If you push for C, you will be able to get that team up and running a little bit quicker, because both Sidious and Darth Maul are already requirements for C. So it kind of already works synergistically towards helping your raid goals quicker. So I'd kind of be tempted to say push for C first, just because it also helps you in the raid at the same time. And performing well in the raid is so valuable that I have to try and recommend it. Thank you, Din. Appreciate you. Alrighty. Good business. This is a really solid 5 mil GP account. Really solid. TIE Interceptors can be done with CLS and Captain Ham. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Ananas. Definitely try and get that TIE Interceptor unlocked. Super, super valuable. Alright, everybody that has donated, make sure you do still fill out a form, okay? Make sure you fill out a form. So I'm just going through here now. I need to cross-reference now with people that have donated over here. Let me just check out the fan funding real quick. So, Ilya, Eric. So we've got Eric rolling, and we've got Jacob is under Jake. Jakes, there we go. Thank you, Jakes. And I believe we also had a donation come through directly from Siu. Siu. Let me see where Siu is. I don't see a Siu in the roster review form. So Brian, who sent through a tip of £5, thank you so much for that. From Siu, I can't see you in the roster review form. John for 7 minutes in heaven. Every minute with me is a little bit of heaven, don't you think, buddy? Let me just get this back up real quick. TIE Interceptors can be done with C. Nice roster. I tried it with CLS and Ham, but could not do it. Damn. Okay, so Eric, are you still in the chat? Good sir. I won't tell anyone. It'll be our little secret, buddy. It'll be our little secret. What's this inbox? Oh, it's my fleet rewards. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly, boys. Alrighty. Let's get Eric going. Eric is indeed here. Just to confirm, Eric, is Violta new? Always got to double check. All right, so Eric is saying, hey Scribe, I found your channel recently and am enjoying your content. Thank you kindly, good sir. I'm a returning player, played a lot around the launch of the game, but left roughly around the Malak release. Nice. I'm really lost on what to farm and what to focus. I've watched your videos, but was wondering if maybe I can send you my roster for help on what to focus. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is not wrapping the text, so I'm having a hard time reading all of this. I'm currently farming... here we go. Here we go. Okay, cool. I've unlocked Padme, Jedi Knight Revan, and JTR. I'm currently finishing the farm for Darth Revan and for Mando, as well as finishing up Bounty Hunters, and you're midway through Ewoks. That is a lot of business that you're going through here, dude. I don't really know if I should drop it all and go for Slacker or some other GL. Would appreciate help. You're asking the right questions, good sir. You're asking the right questions. Now, what I would say, 2.5 million account, just for those looking at home. What I would say is, in my opinion, and this differs from many other people, I see that you bought this Luminara Lightspeed bundle. Good on you, buddy. I see a lot of people that make recommendations for rosters to talk about, you know, building out your core teams and stuff like that, working your Darth Revenue, CLS, and all that sort of good business, and I fundamentally disagree with that approach. My approach is more around your ability to gain crystals and maintain crystal income as quickly as possible. So with that in mind, I prefer people to focus, especially early on, in unlocking a solid fleet to let you climb in Fleet Arena, and then something that's going to help transfer over into better GAC performance, GAC performance, however you want to call it. So because you are in that position of being in an older account that has sort of stepped back from the game for a number of years, I imagine your Fleet Arena is probably full of Leviathans, right? If you're an old-time player, that's just come back to your old account, I imagine you cannot... Oh, crap, sorry. I imagine that you are having a real hard time trying to climb in fleet, right? Is everybody above you all running Leviathans and stuff like that? Or at least right at the top of the fleet arena? It's a launch. Oh my god. So if you're in 708th right now. You're gonna have a hard time here, buddy. So yeah, I would definitely still recommend focusing fleet first, because you could probably get something like Executor up and running, right? Relatively quickly. And you could probably jump from 700th to top 100 relatively quickly. I can't imagine a launch day fleet shard is super busy, but it might be. So yeah, apart from that, so first and foremost, I'd recommend getting Executor. It's the easiest sort of legendary ship to start working with, that also gives you a really good return on investment. So just go to that journey guide. Have a look at all of the requirements there. It's stuff like Bosk and Cad Bane and IG-88 and BAM and things like that, right? Focus on unlocking that first and foremost. Get that unlocked, and then we start to pivot and look at where we can focus on GLs, okay? So, having a look here, you've got a raid team. This is fine. As a Lightspeed bundle, can get you 1.2 million in the raid, no problems. So that's good enough, I guess, for now. I wouldn't necessarily recommend pushing any further on things like Jedi Knight Revan, on things like CLS, on things like EP, just for the time being, because whilst they're good, they don't do enough to actually benefit your roster where you are right now. You need to be able to have something that is a top-level team. So think about where that wants to go. How do you want to transition into that? Focusing on getting something like Jabba might seem like a really long farm for you, but you're better off on focusing something big like a really good GL to help carry your roster just a little bit. One character like that, one Galactic Legend team like that, will do more for you than getting, you know, Revan and Darth Revan and Malak and CLS. I know very well that top 100 doesn't give you any crystals. But that's the thing, we just don't know. I would highly recommend you take a look at your fleet shard and see what makes up the population of the top 50. That should give you an idea of how active your fleet shard is. Mine is incredibly dead. I'm very fortunate. Just resend the form. Yes, absolutely, resend the form. Your 2017 shard probably only has top 30 that actually move, maybe 10 of them daily. Good business, Chrissy. After Jabba, continue on other GLs. Well, that's where you need to strike the balance. So you need to strike the balance between building fleet and building Galactic Legends. I say need. in my opinion, your best focus is on a balance between fleet and Galactic Legends. So focusing more on the fleet side of things obviously helps you maintain fleet relevance, but also helps you win some GACs. There comes a point with Galactic Legends that when you start to earn just that extra one more Galactic Legend, it doesn't actually... There's very much diminishing returns in Galactic Legends, whereas fleets are still at that point that the top end of them matter so much more because they count for all... They encompass the entirety of that one game mode, whereas there are 260 odd characters. An extra GL team can, in the short term, make a difference, but an extra fleet wins GACs, right? So if you have Executor and Profundity and Leviathan, and you also have Chimera, that's 4 fleets, like that gives you all the defensive and offensive capabilities that you might need. Whereas going from 5 GLs to 6 only gives you a marginal improvement. It gives you a little bit extra. Going 6 to 7 gives you a little bit extra. 7 to 8 gives you a little bit extra. Getting 1 GL is great. Getting 2 GLs is really good. 3 GLs is really good. 4 GLs is really good. But then it starts to drop off just a little bit, you know? Being able to maintain fleet is just incredibly viable and valuable, in my opinion. So I would say get Jabber early, get Executor earlier. You know, first get your Executor. Focus on something like Jabber as soon as you possibly can. If you don't like the idea of going all the way in on a big Jabber grind, because it is a big grind, then start off a little bit smaller. Maybe go for some of the newer Galactic Legends like Slacker or Ray. Slacker is my preference there, just because you will actually start working on a decent fleet, whereas Ray kind of needs the comeuppance, and you need Zori, and you need all this sort of business as well. And generally speaking, Slacker is more of a more valuable GL overall. Only marginally, though. Only marginally. But if you have that opportunity and that capability of wailing a little bit on Lightspeed bundles, I'd recommend getting some if they do come back out with like the Ray or the Slacker Lightspeed bundles. It'll give you a really good jump start to getting towards those Galactic Legends. Yes, GAC is Grand Arena Championships. 40 Leviathans and 10 Profundity. That's really not ideal. That's really not ideal, buddy. That tells me that your fleet shard is pretty busy. It's pretty busy. The only thing that's really going to beat the other Leviathans is the Leviathan yourself. There are certain comps that can work with Executor and certain comps that can work with Profundity, and there's obviously the Chimera lineup and stuff like that, but you're a ways off from all of that. It's painful. It's painful. Good idea, Eric. Welcome back to the game, buddy. Welcome back to the game. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So, next up on my list. Let me just go back over here. So, we've done Ilya, Eric. Jakes, you in the chat? No worries, Eric. Hey, Tomentos, how you doing, buddy? You've got 50 Leviathans in your rankings? Oof. Just use your EP Mara Jade lineup for Galactic Challenges. Got the feats easily. Nicely done, Nathan. Good business, brother. Fatalorian has followed. Thank you so much. Welcome to the tribe, buddy. Gigantify used it in emote. It's Mirrored, yay! Oh, Gigantify in emote. That is a very big Death Trooper, buddy. How you doing, MJ? Jakes, are you in the chat, buddy? I don't want to do your roster review if you're not around. Oh, you are. Sorry. I see you there. Apologies. Sorry, Jakes. Sorry, buddy. Right. Okay. Let's see what Jakes has to say. What does Jakes have to say about his roster? What to farm next? All right. Fine. You're just looking for what to farm next. 11.5 million GP. So you've just got a little bit less GP than me. What are we looking at? Kyber 1 player, around about the same sort of skill rating as me. Maybe we'll match up pretty soon, buddy. Who knows? Who knows? R9 on your Lord Vader. Get you. That's a big emote. That's a huge emote. That's a huge emote. All right. So, unsurprisingly, you have got all of the Galactic Legends. This does not surprise me in the slightest. The easiest way for me to look about what you need is to just go to the bottom of the roster. What do we not have available to us right now? So not having things like Bodhi Rook is probably a good thing. Young Han Solo, yeah. This can do a TB special mission or two. That's kind of about it at the moment. Not really that important. Same for Kira. Those two go together in Phase 1, don't they? Boba Fett, Signer, Django. Meh, I mean, if you care about territory war performance at all, if your guild is anyway focused in that, something to consider. It does require some Omicrons to actually make that work. Morgan Elsbeth, latest and greatest. If nothing else, you should probably be trying to focus on things like Balen Skull and Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, but we'll get to that in a minute when we've had a look at the rest of your account. All of these are just kind of, yeah. Cap, all this sort of business. Yeah, this all looks rather sensible at the minute. Bit of a shame not to see a Relic Barisofi, but there we go. Let's actually just go, how about this? Gungans. Gungans are golden. You're already set up to unlock Jar Jar in a couple of weeks' time, so that's good to see. Do you max score this in the raid? Without the Boomadeer Omicron? I'm just kind of curious. I didn't do enough testing on Underman in the raid. I love to see this. You do. Nice. Good business. Where's your Queen Amidala? Ah, she's down there. Have you considered taking her up a couple of relic levels for raid performance? How much do you score in the raid, Jacob? What do you score in the raid currently? Now that's a huge emote. Because the way I see it, she's your next Relic 9. Good. That makes sense to me, because that's going to help you get a 3.6 million. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a pain. It's a ball ache. But it does give you 3.6 million eventually. Really depends on the RNG. Usually it takes me between 3 to 7 runs to get that 3.6 million. If your mods are on point and you sort of get the good RNG, it can happen quite quickly. But I've heard from people that it's taken them hours to actually get the run done. So... Bam, bam, bam. So yeah, I do recommend this, but how much do you score in the raid, Jake? That's going to inform how I recommend your next farm. Let's take a look at the Separatists. Do. R8 Count Dooku. R7 on the Newt. Maul. Darth Maul is R7. I assume your Sidious is also R7. And your Newt is obviously going to be R7 as well, isn't he? Yeah. So you can do that trio team. Let's take a look at the Galactic Republic faction again. Take a look at the Jedi that are sitting there. So. Obviously these two. And then Keller and Beck at R7. Shakti at R7. This is good to see. Lumia. Oh, R7 Lumi. You went all in, buddy. But only R5 on Kiadi Mundi? Selling yourself short, dude. And the rest are R5. Interesting. So I feel like... Oh, you've got an R9 Mace as well. That's kind of sick. With the TW Omicron. I feel like you could probably push more on a Galactic Republic team if you want to have any additional push in the raid, right? So if you run the Gungans for max at the Relic 7 tier, maybe push them to Relic 8 to get you a big boost there. Is it completely worth it? I don't know. It really depends on your approach. Is your guild trying to push for the max box as soon as possible? Then I would keep focus on raid characters, basically. Try and get yourself to at least 10.4 million in the raid, because that's your kind of 1/50th contribution towards the max raid box. The best teams for that are going to be, the Queen Amidala trio. Gungans, I would say, at Relic 8. And then you'd need 2 Relic 7s and a Relic 5 team. Okay, so you've got your Sidious trio, your Darth Maul Sidious Newt team. Then you've got one Galactic Republic team, hopefully at R7. I mean, you don't have the investment just yet. You're nearly there. And then you'd have your Lumi team. You have a question? Can I make a new form? Just because I just remembered that I didn't write some things. I wouldn't recommend doing a new form, Ice. Just make sure you're aware of it and then let me know in the chat. So yeah, my focus for you right now would most likely be just stay raid focused. If you're already hitting your targets for the raid, Jake, I would say switch that focus towards getting the brand new latest and greatest that coming out. We know we're getting 2 legendary events in the last half of this year, both Balin's Skull and Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano. So I would say focus on that so you can get ready to hop on that as soon as possible. You're farming the Ahsoka Toons first. Guild aren't happy about it. I understand why your guild's not happy about it. Because, like, let's face it, you're leeching off the guild so that you can farm what you want and stopping everybody else, including yourself, from getting top raid books. But it's still your choice at the end of the day, and you don't have to focus on it if you don't want to. If you're focusing on Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, obviously you need to think about saving some Relic 9s for things like getting snips up there. If you don't already have characters like Asajj at Relic 5, she's going to have to be Relic 5. Night Trooper, he's going to have to go to Relic 7. Holy moly, that scared the crap out of me. Night Trooper's already up there. Thank you kindly, good sir. So yeah, Morgan Elsbeth isn't a requirement for a Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, but she is a requirement for Balin's Skull. If you're not focused on both, that's absolutely fine. I would just say hoard your materials so you're going to be ready. I have a feeling, but nothing backing up this outside of gut feeling, that Ahsoka Tano's Galactic Legend requirements are going to be the most expensive we've ever had. So don't go too crazy. Don't go too crazy investing stuff just yet. Make sure you hold enough back. Any final questions, Jacob, as we are out of time? I just go back over here real quick. I need to cross-reference fan funding once again. Eric, Jacob, John, did you actually put your thing down? Did you put your thingy down, John? Doesn't look like you filled out the roster review format. I'll assume you want one at a later date, good sir. Ah, there we go. Found Brian. Found Brian. I'm Brian, and so's my wife. And Big Papa Pump as well. Big Papa Pump. Big Papa 2 Pump Chump. Good business. I'm farming Ahsoka Toons first. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh, 4 pumps. Sorry. Big Papa 4 Pump Jump. I mean, that's like 3 more than I can do. So, hats off to you, buddy. Good business. Well, let me know if you have any questions, Jake, and we can go from there. But I would highly recommend trying to hoard up as much as you possibly can on relic materials. I know you said you're investing in Queen Amidala to Relic 9. I support that. That will get you a 3.6 mil team. You should be doing pretty decent in the raid. Probably at least 9 mil at this point. So you're doing okay, I would say. Focus on hoarding up those requirements so that you can push through for the new Galactic Legend as quickly as possible. As long as the 1-inch Punishers get in action. Hell yeah, brother. Did you look under Rora? Ah, that could be why. Ah, no, I didn't. I looked under John. That was my mistake. So you're actually next, John. You're actually next, buddy. New raid, struggling like hell. Also, I need kitties. Oh. Are you looking for a raid advice team and you also want to see kitties? Or do you just want to see kitties? Because we can do both or neither or all of them. That makes no sense. Alright, let's do kittens first. We'll do kittens first. Take this short break to bring some felines to the table. Hey, what's going on, Shorga? So we do have some kittens here today. Just a few kittens. This is Smudges. He's on a diet, so he's only allowed 2 dreamies. He's purring in my arm right now. You're kicking. Oh, yes. You lick the dreamy dust. Oh, he's a good boy. Hey, Legion. Smudges. He's so gentle. Oh, Smudgy Bear. You're a good boy. There you go. Indeed. And then we have this one. She's less gentle. There's nothing in my hand, Indy. There's nothing in my hand. Look. Ow! Ow! You see what I mean? Ow! The claws. Stop trying to eat my fingers. Ow. All right. Ow. 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 Indy. Chill. Ow. Nope. Ow. Ah. Okay, last one, Indy. Last one. Hey, no. Ah, ow. Ow. You naughty girl, Indy. You're naughty. It's funny because she's so loving and docile normally. It's just as soon as the dreamies come out, the claws come out. You naughty girl, Indy. Come on in. Where'd you go? Painful. You'll have to send me a link, Shorka. Indy is the devil. Oh my gosh. You're bolder than I remember. Can you get more bald than bald? I've no idea. How you doing, Circa? Alright. So, our good man John wanted some raid advice, I believe. 5.4 million. Unfortunately, raid advice is going to be... It's not going to be what you want to hear, I'm sure. So, I love this. Finish off your Ray, buddy. Finish off your Ray. But Gungans are the easy option, right? Gungans are the easy option because they can basically do... You could get that 4-man team at any point. You know, Relic 1, Relic 5, Relic 7, Relic 8, Relic 9... Gungans, no need to have the army. Will max score. As long as you mod them right and go for it. It's a good investment and you'll get Jar Jar at the end of it. You don't need Jar Jar to max the score, which is great. You're working on it. Good lad. Good lad. So, I like to advise people to invest in teams that have got long-term viability, right? Which is why I tell people to stay away from teams like Luminara. If you bought the Lightspeed bundle, absolutely perfect investment because that's just a bit of money. What was it, $20 and you get a 1.2 million scoring team. Perfect level investment. But don't take them to R7. Like, don't do that. Leave them there. They can stay there unless you're really trying to push for max box, and even then, that's still not the team that I would invest in to get max box. All right. So, if you want to perform better in the raid, the three teams that I would focus on: Gungans, Queen Amidala, which you probably haven't gotten because, let's face it, 5 mil GP account, getting the second latest Conquest unit is probably completely off the cards for you at this point. I imagine. Now, slap me if I'm wrong. But yeah, can't imagine that's happening. And of course, then you'd need stuff like Master Qui-Gon Jinn, and you would need to have Padawan, which is, still a ways off. Now, I know they're both in Cantina, but honestly, at this point, I wouldn't focus on those teams right now. Just because until you can get Queen Amidala, it's not worth the squeeze, you know? You did buy that Lightspeed bundle? Awesome. About 3 years ago, and Angel. If you already have Windu, Shaq, and GMY at Relic 7, it's not that to upgrade Luminara and Kit Fisto from R5 to R7. Why would you be using Windu, Shaq T, and GMY with Luminara? Like, that's your first mistake. They belong under Keller and Beck. So, which is a far better investment than Lumi. But yeah, that is your other option. Obviously, John, for a person in your position, I highly doubt you've got Ki-Adi-Mundi or Keller and Beck, probably, truth be told. But I'm glad that you've got this team here at Relic 5 at the very least. So the only other team I would suggest is going to be the whole Sith/Separatist setup, which is going to be using Darth Maul with Darth Sidious, and then you'll be throwing in Newt Gunray. That is a trio of investment. Yes, in the short term, you're not going to be looking to build into Lord Vader, which is, a long-term farm for you, but you can make that investment early, even if you just took him to Relic 5, to get some good work done there. You don't need a heck of a lot of investment to get that off the ground, and it still works towards C and Lord Vader in long term, right? So, yeah, good stuff, John. Good stuff. Good stuff. So I think for you, if you want to focus on this team in the short term, obviously finish off your current farm, finish off your raid, get that sort of stuff sorted, maybe think about investing in Zori if you haven't already, right? But if you want to put some more focus in the raid, do the Darth Maul trio with Newt as soon as possible, because that's only 3 characters that you have to invest in to get an immediate return. Then switch your focus, go full Gungans. Go full Gungans, get that up there as far as you can take it, as far as you can stomach, be that Relic 5, 7, or 8. Don't recommend Relic 9 on that team. To get them off the ground, to get you a really easy, reliable team for the raid that you can basically just put on full auto and get really good scores with. Unfortunately, it's going to take you a little bit of time to get that investment done and start seeing the return on it, but it's still worth it in the long run. Especially, this, like I said, the Sith Newt team, that all works towards long-term investment anyway. They're all GL requirements regardless. The exec farm took way too long. Unfortunately, it does, yeah. That's where I would start your focus immediately. Apart from that, I can't imagine, like I said, that the team like Keller and Beck and stuff like that, it's going to be too far of a farm for you at this point. Especially not without Cam. If CG in the near future, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did this, if CG in the near future release some form of Lightspeed bundle or whale mechanic for Cam, I would recommend doing it. I don't recommend at this point. It's hard to recommend at this point trying to use your Get 3 currency to unlock Keller and Beck, because you're not going to see that... Not Keller and Beck, sorry, Ki-Adi-Mundi. Because you're not going to get him and gear him up and get the benefit out of him for this raid in time. You just need too much Get 3, right? So, however, if they release a whale pack or a Lightspeed bundle that includes Ki-Adi-Mundi, I would recommend strongly that somebody get that if you don't already have it. Weekly shipments would be the easiest way for... You're talking Ki-Adi-Mundi now? I don't think he's in the weekly shipments, is he? It would be nice if he was. So, it's... I wouldn't be surprised if they released some form of whale pack. They did it in the past with Watt. I believe Watt's one actually came back recently, but it wasn't... It's not like you get a full 7-star unlock. I think they sold like 25 shards or 50 shards or something like that for 18, 19 bucks. Would love it if they put Cam or Beck there. I don't think they'll do it for Beck. Beck is a standard farm. But Cam makes sense because... Well, they did the same thing with Watt, so why wouldn't they? Jump on that as soon as possible. But your focus really should be the Maul team and the Gungans, if you really want to have any sort of improvement in your raid performance, okay? But you can hit me up anytime in the Patreon chat there, John, buddy. Review my roster out of solidarity for your fellow bald man. I have questions about your current investments into Galactic Republic. Sir, I apologize, but we have people on the premium track at the moment that are waiting for their reviews first. I have to be fair. Brian/Sue, are you in the chat, good sir? Did your tip show up? Yeah, I've got you're after Brian, buddy. You're after Brian. Xylus Vendetta, you are Sue. Good business. Yeah, what's going on, dancing? Yeah, we're doing great, buddy. How you doing today? How you doing, my man? Sue. Alrighty, let's reset this clock. So, Brian/Sue. I would like... hang on, let's reset the clock. And go. Yeah. Okay, I would like to hear your take on where to proceed the account. Currently going for Star Killer, but not sure if that's the right way. Well, we can answer the first question first and foremost. There is no real right way to develop. There's whatever way you want to develop. When I make my recommendations for people's roster development, I do it in the way that I would develop the roster, based on my goals and ambitions. I like to perform well in the areas of the game that allow me to progress the fastest. Now, that perspective has changed ever so slightly over the years. Back when I was free to play, it was an incredible high drive focus of me to be incredibly focused so that I could get new releases as quickly as possible, so I could stay at the top of Fleet Arena and Squad Arena and do as well as I possibly can in Grand Arena. Nowadays, because I'm quite late game at this point, I'm able to jump on those at a quicker pace. And now it's shifted more to I want the newest thing very quickly so that I can make content on it. So you don't have to. What I'd recommend is that you try to develop your roster in the way that you want to progress. What are your goals for the game? Do you actually want to be like a late game, end game content sort of player? Or do you want to actually just play for enjoyment, just play for collecting, just play for a certain game mode? Maybe you really love TB, or maybe you really love TW, or maybe you love GAC. You know what I mean? So I will give you my perspective on how I would build based on how I like to play. So 6.6 mil GP, 46th in Fleet Arena running the Negotiator, and 659. Squad Arena doesn't really matter anymore. But I need a roster review. I need advice on what to work on next. I'm lost without my Welshman advice. Carthrick would be completely lost without me. He never would have won that last GAC if it wasn't for me and Ranger. No way would he have won that match. Okay, cool. So, you've got triple light side GLs already. You're very light side focused. This reminds me of when I was... In my early days, I had 4 light side GLs and no dark side ones. It was crazy. Okay. Check out the old fleet. This is your biggest weakness. Your fleet game is not on par with your Galactic Legend game. You say you're pushing for Starkiller right now. In my opinion, I wouldn't. Not because Starkiller's not a great character. Starkiller is fantastic and is an asset to everybody's roster. So, he's great. But my main concern when I look at your roster is... We've got no Executor, no Profundity, no Leviathan. You probably don't have Inquisitors at this point, so I can't imagine you've got a working Chimera fleet. So this is stopping you from... Not stopping you. This is hindering your ability to earn additional crystals to speed up the rate at which your roster develops. Yeah? It's going to hurt you in context of you're not going to be able to climb as high in Grand Arenas. Grand Arena Championship gives you crystal rewards. Feed that back into your roster to help it grow and grow and grow. It snowballs. Same thing for territory wars and territory battles. You don't have the depth to be able to do the fleet battles, which give you the most territory points outside of operations. Territory wars, you're not able to win as many territory wars, so you don't get as many materials to help. You know, I know it's all like... a lot of the times it all feels like just little gains, but that's what the entirety of this game is around. So I would highly recommend, in my opinion, that either once you've finished your Starkiller farm or once you've put that Starkiller farm to the back burner, that you start focusing on fleets. Okay? So, genuinely speaking, I would like to see you get 2 fleets, really. First and foremost, I always recommend Executor as a quick and easy fleet to get. Okay? It's not easy or quick. It's neither of those things. But out of the 3 legendary fleets, I don't count the Chimera really as a legendary fleet. Out of those 3 legendary fleets, the Executor is the most accessible, and it lends well to other farms very well. So I would say, drop things, get the Executor. That's going to help you in Fleet Arena, help you in GAC, help you in Territory Wars. Yeah. After that, maybe you can consider start pushing for anything else. I would still recommend trying to get top-end teams rather than stuff like Starkiller, which is top-end, but not as top-end as Galactic Legends and stuff like that. So I would say try to focus on getting things like Jabba. Jabba is the most valuable GL in any roster. It gives you access to Smuggler's Run 2, which helps improve your mod game, which helps you win more battles in Territory Wars and Grand Arena, helps you be able to do things like legendary events and conquest and raid teams and all this sort of business. Modding is still highly, highly important, and Jabba really facilitates your ability to develop your mod roster further, right? Just waiting to see if light side is the way. If you have any questions for me at this point, Xylos. I made a Jar Jar unlock video. Did I make a Jar Jar? I think I did, Richard. Yeah, I think I did. Did I? Maybe I didn't. I got him day 1. I don't think I did the video. I was away. I was away from my office, wasn't I? I couldn't do the video. Your third round opponent quit mid-round, so did 4 battles. It was enough to win. Sorry about that, guys. Microphone decided to cut out. Appreciate the prompt from chat. What was I saying? This, yeah, you can say I'm full of shit. This, I'm just trying to give you advice on how I'd like to build rosters based on my preferences. And that usually lends itself well to developing rosters faster, outside of just whipping out a big old fat credit card and being like, swipe. You know what I mean? I would highly recommend trying to focus on ships just a little bit. Just a little bit. Odio problema. Muchas gracias, Ángel. Now we get to make up what you're saying. Unfortunately not, Exar. Shorka, that's some sound advice. Light side is actually the dark side. Well, according to Leslie Headland, right? I feel attacked. Carthrick, you do both, though. You do both. You focus on end game content and performance where it counts and getting the latest and greatest, but you also occasionally swipe the credit card, I feel. Only very occasionally. Shorka's dog ate the mic cords. I know that feeling. What are your thoughts on getting exec and profundity before your second GL? I support it personally, Napkin. I support it. Especially if you're not whaling your crystals to try and get those ships to 7 stars. Because they are long grinds, and Executor really wants to be at least 5 stars, or preferably 7 stars, sooner. Whereas Profundity can operate quite well at lower stars. So. A stretch from Captain Mateus. Hoorah. Stretch and a flex. Alright, cool. The power of 1, the power of 2, the power of many problems in my life. This month has been bad for vaults. So many opened. Datacrons being bugged. Yeah, tell me about it. Greetings from the Huts Hangouts. Greetings. Okay, so next up is Big Papa Full Pump Chump. Big Papa, you in the house, buddy? If the cats are by the cords, it's highly likely. No, they're locked. They're not allowed in this room. They're only allowed in this room when I'm feeding them dreamies, because Smudgy has chewed through so many cables and cost me so much money in equipment that it's unreal. He chewed through the fiber optic cable to the house once. Midstream. I was midstream, and he chewed through the cable. The fiber optic. Not like an Ethernet cable, fiber optic, which is made of glass. Little dickhead. Alrighty. Big Papa Pump is in the house. Let me just double check over here. Good business. Good business. That's some tasty glass, y'all. That's some real tasty glass. The finest glass I've ever had. I very nearly said finest ass. I've ever had the pleasure of being munching down on. Hell yeah. Alright, let's start this party. Okay, what's Big Papa Chump? Big Papa Chump? Big Papa Pump saying, monthly check-in, just got Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. Good on ya, brother. Prepped for Jar Jar Binks, was going to pivot to the Queen Amidala team for GAC and Duel of Fates Assault Battle. I like all this stuff that you're telling. You're talking dirty to me now, Big Papa. After this raid smash, was looking at doing some balancing GG Relics and Zetas, Night Sister Zetas, then pivoting towards Profundity. Alright, okay. I feel you. Some good business. Oh no, Matthias, that sucks. Hell yeah, Circa. Oh yes, save your roster for GAC. Let me quickly just... Sorry, we will come back to your roster. Let me pause this. Let's just make sure we are locked in. Are we locked and loaded? Resave. Resave, everybody. Everybody resave your rosters. Make sure your modding is fine first, but you got 12 minutes to resave your rosters. Get on it. Like Sonic on a car bonnet. Again, Circa? Again? It's only happened once. A whole week of just Arnold. Hey, Arnold. Oh, my days. Okay, cool. So, Big Papa... Thank you kindly.
Mina W tipped £5.
Thank you, Mina. Thank you, Mina W. We'll get to you in just a moment, but first, Big Papa Pump. So, Big Papa Pump is talking about the fact that he's just got Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, which is great, which means you're going to be helping out your guild unlock Zepho. Make sure you check out my YouTube guide on that so you never fail, baby. Good business. Good business. Now, you say you are prepped for Barbar Jinx. Let's see how prepped we're looking. Gunganos. R7s across the board. Look at you with the Boomer Ommi. The Bommy over here. He is the Bommy. Good business. Raid performance, fantastic. You say it also that you were thinking about pivoting to Queen Amidala. Ooh. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. 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 Bro. In my opinion. In my humble opinion, yes, invest in these characters sooner rather than later. Duel of Fates is a really, really good assault battle. Get you a lot of rewards. Also doubles up as a really good raid team. Also triples up as an incredibly meta 3v3 team. This team, highly valuable to invest in. Do it yesterday. Do it yesterday, okay? Oh, the timer isn't running. Thank you kindly. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, I know you... Well, you said you're going to pivot to them afterwards, which is good. Was looking at doing some balancing, GG Relics and Zetas. So you can put some relic levels in this sort of team. This is nice, obviously, because it'll help out your Malevolence. And with the Malevolence fleet, I believe that the pilotless ships don't actually scale off the capital ship. No, that was one of our recommendations of fixing pilotless ships to scale off the capital ship captain. This is a decent investment to go over here. You've obviously picked up a couple of the Lightspeed bundles, giving you a little bit of a boost. I'm not against an investment in GG. He does require 2 Zetas. That's okay. Is your Malev already up and running? Somebody's shooting off fireworks. Who shoots off fireworks on the 23rd of July? So it's Tuesday, for Christ's sake. I don't... Oh, there it is. I was like, where's the Malevolence? I looked at every single capital ship apart from this one. Good. Okay, yes. Get that Malev up and running. And it's just one character. That's okay. One character to sort of... Separatists. There we go. One character to get a fleet up and running is great. You will need that hyena bomber, though, buddy. People who use Internet Explorer. Americans. I'm not in America. I'm not in America. You're farming it at the moment. Good. Music to my ears, good sir. Definitely look to farm that ship, because without it, Malevolence... I mean, you can do pretty decent work with a triple GO startup, but you really want to have that hyena bomber. It's not quite the same without it. So, apart from that, looking at your fleet game, you do have a 7-star executor, which is great. Muy bueno. Très bien. Don't care about the finalizer trash fleet. You heard me. You heard me. Oh, your Radis is 5 stars, but level 1. You clearly don't like the Radis fleet. Alright. Alright. So after your current farming plan, I love the fact that you've got an R9 JML, you've got Jabba the Hutt, and you've got the 2 first Galactic Legends. Your Galactic Legend game is absolutely fine, so I'm fully in support of you focusing on getting additional fleets before you start pivoting to other stuff. You did mention Night Sisters. I have a hard time recommending investing too much in this just yet. The only thing that will change my mind is how Great Mothers come into interact. There's nothing wrong with Night Sisters. They're a decent team, but I feel like they do need a high level of investment to get any real return. They've got a special mission on Dathomir in Rise of the Empire, right? But they need to be all Relic 7 minimum in order to interact with that. In GAC, to get any real value out of them, they need to be decent Relic levels. They need to have GAC Omnis and Zetas. It's a lot of Zetas to invest. It's a lot. You know, you're looking at 2 on Mother Talzin, 1 on Asajj, 1 on Daka. And then you're also looking at, like, Merrin with Zetas and an Omi. And that's quite a hefty investment, and maybe even an Omi on Asajj as well, to try and actually get some good use out of them. It's a lot to invest in for a team that has got relatively niche use. You know what I mean? Managed to kill a JML with Talzin, Merrin, and Ventress. Well done, Zion. Who replaced Alan Wynne Jones? Alan Wynne Jones retired, what, last year? Year before last? 2 years ago? Something like that. As for who replaced him in the captaincy, I'm not even sure. Not even sure. Couldn't think off the top of my head right now. You'd rather slap 2 Omis and 4 Zetas on Queen Amidala, Master Qui-Gon Jinn, and Padawan Obi-Wan? Definitely. Definitely do that. That's a better investment than this, in my opinion. And I'm not saying Night Sisters are not good. I just don't think it's the right time for you. I don't think it's the right time. At 7 mil, there are other things that are going to be more pressing for you to invest in, essentially. For you to invest in. Sorry, I've got bloody cat hairs on my nose. Night Sisters is one of your favourite teams. 10 million and Daka and Asajj relics with Zetas and Omis. Yep. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying they're a bad team. They are a good team. It's just there are better things to invest in the short term and the long term, realistically speaking. So, but the position of the roster right now is actually pretty solid, I'd say. You've got good GLs. I definitely think that you need at least profundity to really start, pushing that GAC bracket. But I think you're probably right at this point to try and focus on raid teams just a little bit. Maul and Sidious are there. Have you got investment in you? You do. So you actually run an R5 nuke team for the raid then. Your raid game is going to be pretty strong for 7 mil. You bounce between Kyber 3 and Kyber 2. That's actually really solid, to be honest, Pump. That's really solid, dude. Yeah, that's really solid. You're in a really good position, actually. Because ultimately, like, getting into Kyber 2 is a nice little bump in crystals for you. But more importantly, the jump to go from Kyber 2 to Kyber 1 is huge. Like, it's exponentially more difficult to go Kyber 2 to Kyber 1 than it is to go Kyber 3 to Kyber 2. The level of investment that you need in your roster to go that far is quite a lot higher. So, doing what you can just to get into Kyber 2 and stay there is probably enough for you to start focusing on, you know, building out more of the roster, getting more roster width rather than roster height. But I think you're on the right path here, buddy. I'm not sure how far away you are from Leviathan. Where's Sith Empire? Yeah, Sith Empire is a long way away for you right now. Roster girth. It's like a Coke can. Especially with the squish being back. It's a squishy time to live in. Should be 4 million plus on the raid score. Not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, if you got your, you know, like Gungans to Relic 8, for example, that's 2.6 in itself. 2.6? 2.7. 2.7 in itself. You know? However high you take your Queen Amidala team, that's going to be, what, 1.8 or 2.7 or 3.6, depending on how much you invest in it. You're getting 1.2, I imagine, from Darth Maul. So you're in a real good place. Hard for you to... Yeah, I understand that. I understand. I can totally understand that. Someone at 7 mil, it's a heavy invest, which is why you're probably better off doing it for a Queen Amidala team, because they're more competitive in a PvP context. They also give you an assault battle, and they still can perform well in the raid. It's just a lot more painful. So yeah. Oh, we're out of time, Big Papa Pump. We're out of time, buddy. Any questions, let me know, but your roster is looking pretty solid, dude. So the steer is, I wouldn't necessarily recommend Night Sisters. Keep your focus on those raid teams, get that Queen Amidala team up and running, get your Jar Jar up and running. Absolutely, you can do GG, that's one character that's going to help out your Malevolence faction, but then think about, you know, pushing into Profundity pretty quickly. Good business, brother. Good business. Alrighty, who did we have next? Mina. Mina, did you fill out the form? You did, I can see you right there. Mina, are you in chat? Do you Mina it? Planning for R7 on the bros? R9 is a huge jump. Absolutely is. R9 is a massive investment at any point of the game. You are called Dine Side in the game. Dine Side? I probably completely mispronouncing that. Dine Side. How'd you pronounce this and what language is it from? Is there something else you need to do besides filling out the form? No, just fill out the form is fine. It's just I'm going through those people that have donated to have their reviews first, basically. It's Irish. Is it really? Cool. Cool. What's the crack? Where in Ireland are you from? Can't remember how to pronounce it. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. What does it mean? What does it mean in Irish? I bet it means lick my sack. Oh, you're an American mutt. Noble Fae. Oh. Cool. Good to know. Good to know. All right. It doesn't mean lick my sack, so it's okay. All right, just finished Leia. Thinking about focusing on Lady Tano requirements. My fleets suck. All right, okay. So, at 5 million GP, the only reason you should be focusing on Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano is if you really like Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano. That's just my 2 cents on the matter, right? She's the latest and greatest, not necessarily going to be the best GL in the game. It's not always how it works, you know? currently, if we looked at Galactic Legend Leia, would we say she is the best GL in the game? I would say no. She's a great GL. All of them are great. She's a really solid GL, but probably not the best one to go for. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the latest GL is the best one to get. So I'd only say push for Galactic Legends Ahsoka Tano if you just really, really like that character, you know? At 5 million GP. Just my 2 cents. What in the Tandy Tickle Intarnation? Baby Skin, how you doing, buddy? It's true, Lord Vader is the best. Yeah. In Bizarro World. Alright. And she's your only Galactic Legend. Maybe you just like the new stuff. You just like new... Are you a crow? Are you like Shiny? Shiny must have. Okay, cool. Your fleets suck. That's my comment there. Look, if you want to get Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, that's absolutely fine. Please do push on. But as I sort of stipulated earlier in the stream, I provide roster advice based on how I would grow a roster. And Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano will probably do a relatively good amount of work for your roster. You know, the second GL, like I said, is a really big jump in capabilities. It starts to diminish and fall off after that. But the fact that you don't have any real fleet to work with, you know, like Chimera is a great fleet, but you really need to have Inquisitors and you need to have TIE Defender and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's just a very, very mediocre fleet. But we don't have Negotiator, we don't have Malevolence, we don't have Executor, we don't have Profundity, we don't have Leviathan. Not that I would expect someone at 5 million GP to have all of them, but maybe one or two. Maybe one or two. The problem with this is you're not going to be able to climb in fleet, and GACs, you have to win on the ground game because you're not winning in fleet. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, shiny. So my advice would be to not go for Galactic Legends Ahsoka Tano and to focus on building up your fleet first and foremost. Executor, Profundity, Leviathan. Probably in that order. But you don't have to. You don't have to at all. This is just advice. You can tell me to go kick rocks, pound sand, go fudge myself. Whatever you fancy. Tried to farm for Levy but can't unlock Malak. Yeah, I mean, Levy farm is a really big one because you also need to have Malgus. And you need to have the Fury class Interceptor and stuff like that. And that's a long-term farm, unless you feel like throwing a lot of crystals, you know? Someone like Elmo. Elmo. You just need to have a positive mindset and give everybody hugs, I think. Malak is a pain in the rear to get. He is. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend Profundity. Leviathan is your first one. Choose between either Profundity or Executor. Both of them are pretty hard farms. Profundity, I would say, is slightly harder, but also more valuable. It's more of a front-loaded fleet. The Profundity, when you unlock it, is valuable straight away. Executor is valuable straight away, but becomes more valuable as you get more stars. That's not necessarily true for the Profundity. So, I want to farm Levy, but the annoying R9 requirements are a huge turn-off. Yeah, exactly. So, that's where I would choose to have your focus first and foremost. I think it's really cool, actually, that you've got Leia as your first and only Galactic Legend. That makes sense why you've got an R9 Darth Revan then. R9 Darth Revan is because you're like, I know, I'll get the Leviathan. Damn, dude. So, you can't get Malak, presumably because you don't have the investment in Sith and Old Republic. You should be able to get him. There's more than enough investment in here. I don't know why you can't get... why can't you get Malak? Well, no, he should, like... You have enough investment. Are you just struggling with the light side mission? Basil is the perspective. And you'd see a R9 Darth Revan and he'd go... That would be Basil's impression of this roster. Okay, you can't win the light side battle. Well, good sir. I think that is an easily solvable solution. I know it's a pain. The light side unlock for Malak is definitely the harder one. I assume you've probably looked at guides, but it's really going to be a case of modding and approach. In my opinion, the Malak unlock event is probably the best designed event that they've ever done in terms of mechanics and approach, right? So you've got more than enough investment to get it done. It's just going to be down to modding and approach for you. So if you haven't...
Oh, that was a big crunch, little bit.
Look at that
crunch.
crunch.
That was a big crunch, little bit.
Thank you kindly, Shorker. I'm going to have to learn how to do more impressions of Basil. Scribazzle over here. So yeah, I think that's definitely... I don't want to say it's a skill issue. It's not. It's just going to be a case of learning the mission. Malak is a great unlock anyway. But you do also have to unlock Malgus. And Malgus is a separate beast because he is a Proving Grounds character. And then you also need the Fury class Interceptor in order to unlock Leviathan. So these are other considerations for you. I would say learn how to unlock Malak because he's just going to be a good improvement on your roster in general. It's top quality content. It's what the people come for. People who watch my streams really, really love the Acolyte. So... you know what I mean? Just got Improving Grounds. Yeah, so that's a bit of a long-term farm. I would still try to get that Malak unlocked. He's a fantastic unit. Fantastic unit. What Acolyte? Basil is the true Acolyte. Is the list long? It is indeed, Zion. It is 50 characters long right now. Okay, so any final questions, Mina? Any final questions, Mina? I would say try to get yourself some fleets. Like, I think the Leviathan fleet is going to be a long ways, but, you know, you never know. No worries, Mina. No worries. Let me check over here on Stream Elements. Looking good, Mr. Carter. Looking good, Mr. Carter. Alrighty. Good business. Popping back to the live chat. My god, it's hot as bowels in here. It's hot as bowels in here. Okay, so that is the end of the priority roster reviews. So we're now going to jump up to the top of the list over here and start working through the free roster reviews. We currently have... let me just see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 46 free roster reviews to get through. I can promise you now, we're not going to get through 46, okay? So I'm going to start calling out people's names in the order in which they filled out the form. If you are here, please sound off in chat and we'll jump right into your roster review, okay? So coming up first is Infinity Wars 01. Are you in the chat, Infinity Wars? New job, new happy relationship, and uni is very time consuming altogether, but always happy to hear your beautiful voice. Oh, Rain, thank you, bro. I'm glad you're having a good time in life, even if you are busy. You're only 1.8 million GP, but I could always get in the top 50 of fleets. I was ranked 38th last week, but this week I'm ranked 110th. I can't win a match at all and I'm still falling. What's happening? Pain is happening, good sir. Infinity Wars, a fellow guildmate. Really, Lukey? Infinity Wars, are you here? We are looking to give you a roster review. I'm going to give a 30-second timer. 30 seconds on the clock. Let's go. Infinity Wars, are you in the chat? Infinity Wars, are you in the chat? Infinity Wars, are you in the chat? Yeah, Infinity Wars. If not, the next person up is going to be Seville. Seville, are you in the chat? Unlocked Queen Amidala, but don't have the Kairos since I'm getting Jar Jar soon. Pain, Cammy, pain. If I could give you some Kairos, I wouldn't. My Kairos. All right. Seville. Seville, are you in the chat? Seville is here. Congratulations, Seville. It's your time to shine. Lay your hands on me. Lay your hands on me. Lay your hands on me. All right, no, that's still Mina's account. You never go full Sarlacc. All right. Good business. Good business. Let's see what Seville has to say. Right now, Seville has just unlocked Darth Revan, Malak, and Bane. Holy mama choli. Thank you, whoever that was.
£5.
Thank you, Legion. Thank you kindly, Legion. We'll get you next, buddy. So, Seville is saying they've just unlocked Darth Revan, Malak, and Bane. That's huge, dude. All top-tier characters. After gearing Bane and the other two, I have no path that I want to follow. So what would be the best to go after? Preferably no ships. You spend about 20 to 30 euros a month. GAC-focused account. GAC-focused, but no ships. Those two things are at odds. But we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. 6 million GP account. I'm rounding you up here, buddy. Okay. We could all do with a bit of rounding sometimes. Slacker C and Leia Organa. This is an interesting lineup of GLs. Slacker C and Leia Organa as your 3 GLs. You're running Finalizer and Fleet. You say you don't want to do any Fleet business. So my recommendation is to do Fleet. But if you don't want to hear that, that's fine. Get Executor. Cool. Like, if you're GAC focused, you need fleets, dude. You need fleets. You need fleets. But if you want to completely ignore that and you want to focus exclusively on Grand Arena capabilities, then as far as Galactic Legends are concerned, you should be pushing towards getting stuff like Jabba, so you can start working on your mods a little bit better. Mods are a pivotal part of PvP. Your Datagron game is lacking a little bit, I guess. I don't know how well you perform in Conquest. Make sure you use my guides, buddy. I don't know if you're, pushing quite hard in Conquest or taking a back seat. But the things that really improve GAC is fleets, meta teams, modding, and Datacrons. Those are the pillars of success in GAC, okay? There is an element of skill, there is an element of how do you actually play battles, and there's an element of RNG, but they come to a lesser extent than having the tools to work with in the first place. All right? So what characters have you got? What fleets have you got? Well, how's your modding game? And how good are your Datacrons? And I know people don't want to hear that, but especially at your range, I imagine you probably don't face too many people with boatloads of Datacrons, and it can make the difference between winning and losing. I'm always going to be honest here. Probably should do that, but you love characters more. I don't blame you at all. Fleet is boring. It is boring. It's not an interesting game mode to play. It is frustrating, and it's long and grindy and dull, and the kits are not anywhere near as nuanced as in the game, as in the Ground Wars. I completely agree with you. But I'm a pragmatic person, and if it gives me crystals, then I don't care. You know what I mean? So, not one with Datacrons till now. Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Like, you don't even need, especially with this new set, you don't even need the level 9s per se. The level 6s are really powerful in this set, and they can apply to any team. The support type Datacron level 6 that gives you a bunch of bonuses, stacking crit damage for your attackers, for example, as well as applying, dispelling tenacity up and reducing the opponent's tenacity by 100%. Those Datacrons can go on so many different teams, and they can make your teams hurt so much more, deal so much more damage. Or the tanks one that can basically stop your teams from dying almost indefinitely, especially with Leia. If you have a tank cron level 6 that allows her to recover all of her protection, people aren't going to be able to kill her. So, well, outside of throwing something like Slacker with a load of ramping damage and stuff like that. But the point is that's going to benefit you massively. Now, I'm not saying wail on Datacrons. You don't have to do that. But make sure that you are trying to perform as well as possible within Conquest so that you can start earning those Datacrons at a quicker pace.
£5. Hi baby, keep your review. But again, one day the alt needs a review. But I'm off to Florida in the morning, so all else can jog on lol.
Thank you so much, Essex. You have a flipping fantastic time over in the States, dude. I want to see lots of pictures, brother. Thank you kindly, man. Essex. You're a lucky sausage, mate. You're a lucky sausage. It's a cron that provides... what's a Datacron? These are Datacrons. Think of them as temporary boosts to your character. So you apply it to a team in GAC and Territory Wars, stuff like that, and even Squad Arena, and they give you huge bonuses. So this Slacker level 9 is going to be absolutely phenomenal for this Slacker. So yeah, as far as Galactic Legends are concerned, I would highly recommend going for Jabba. I do recommend you push into Fleet, even if you don't want to. I know it's a dull game mode, but the benefits are just too huge. The benefits are like you're like 50% complete without a working Fleet game, you know? Just get some baby Datacrons. Yeah, when a mommy Datacron and a papa Datacron love each other very, very much, they create a monstrosity. What non-GL teams should you go for? None. None. In my opinion, people should always focus on getting their Galactic Legends done first. They are the biggest, hardest grinds that provide the most benefit to people's rosters. You can start doing side farms. You can start looking at things like Revan and Darth Revan and CLS. You can look at things like Malakos and Starkiller and stuff like these. And these are really great teams. And they might seem incredibly valuable to go for because you're like, oh, I don't need as much Kyrotech. I don't need to farm 15 characters to get this done. But every single time you do that, you push back other farms, right? You push back other farms and you push them back and you push them back. You're like, oh, it's just 5 relic levels. It's just 3 relic levels. It's just 3 relic levels. It's just 3 relic levels. And then by the end of it, you realized, oh, actually, I could have had Jabba by now. Or I could have had Lord Vader by now. Or I could have had JMK. Or I could, you don't get the same benefit from going for side farm characters. I can see you've got a CLS team, so let's take a look at your Rebels right now. So this is the other side of the CLS team. Fantastic teams. One of my favorite teams in the game. Rebels, CLS-led Rebels. But we've got Commander Luke Skywalker, C-3PO. We've got 3PO and Chewie. Where's your hand? Your hand's down here, and your Chewbacca is down here. But look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Zetas. 8 Zetas on a non-GL team. That's a lot of Zetas to get this team off the ground. Does it beat GLs? Very occasionally. If somebody sets something like Basti-led JML with what? It's not that this is not a good team. It's just the level of investment in relic levels and Zetas would be so much better served in a Galactic Legend team, where it actually poses an issue, it saves you entire GACs. It wins you GACs, either offensively or defensively, and helps build to better and greater things. So I'm not against it in principle, because they are very good teams. It's just I would prefer getting the more valuable top-end team first, and then working back on the low-hanging fruit. Let's also take a look at Jedi. So we got Jedi Knight Revan here and Basti, which is all very well and good. How about Sith Empire? So this was from going for C, obviously. And you got your Malak unlocked. That's good business. Just get GLs and screw everything else. Pretty much. Fleets and GLs. Fleets and GLs is the way. I was joking. You don't have any. That's okay. Conclusion, get GLs. So altogether, Exec and Jabba got that. At the moment, that would be my focus. Get at least one of the fleets. Exec. Jabba is the most valuable GL to get in any account, just because PvP wise, he's fantastic. Really good. One of the best GLs to get, especially with the current attack set. Datacron, he's an absolute nightmare. Jabba is fantastic in PvP. Also fantastic in Rise of the Empire. Also gives you access to Smuggler's Run 2, which lets you get mods, which helps feed better performance in all game modes, basically. Conquest and TW and Road and PvP game modes galore, right? That's why he's so valuable. Executor is valuable because of the ability to climb in fleet and to help you win GAC and fleet matches and territory wars and stuff like that. That would be my focus for the short term, and that will take you 6 to 9 months regardless. So we can come back. You can come back and go from there. But again, these are just my recommendations. This is not a recommendation on how to enjoy the game. Unless you enjoy being competitive, which is how I like playing games, you know? So. Maybe Hawaii next year. Hell yeah. Drinking rum out of a coconut. Cool. Cool. So I believe we had another priority review come through from the Legion. The Legion, baby. You enjoy getting to Kaiba with 5 mil GP and getting knocked down? That's the way, Zion. Mostly competitive, some side stuff like Afra. Afra is a really fun team, but unfortunately it's... out of all of the legendaries, I feel like she's the lowest priority. She's very fun though. When her Datacron's out, she's incredibly good. Like, crazy good. So Legion, it was your... Did you put your name in as Legion/Dirty D? Dirty deeds, done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds and they're done dirt cheap. Good business. Good business. Thank you, Seville. Really do appreciate that. All right. Dirty D, baby. He's got the Dirty D. Let's start the timer over here. So, Legion says, should I take the Keller and Beck team to R8, Gungans to R7, finish my Darksaber bow team, or save for GL Ahsoka? All very valid questions. All very valid questions. So you are rocking just under 11 mil GP. Pretty good size account, I would say. Top of the Fleet Arena. Kaiba 2, chilling quite comfortably. Let's take a look. So, Legion, let me know, dude. How much points do you score in the raid currently? How many points do you score in the raid currently? And is your guild pushing for a certain box? Because that should really inform where we're going here. Good, good, good. Look at this as well. Relic 9 on Piet. You've gone big boy. Around 9 million. Do you hit that penultimate box then? I think it's like 9.7 on the personal track. 9 million is already a really good score. Okay, you don't hit that last box. All right, okay. I'm just having a look through your comments. Keller and Beck team to R8. So is the Keller and Beck team that you use Keller and Beck, Cam, GMY, Shakti, Mace? Is that the team that you use? So Keller and Beck with GMY, Shakti, Kiari Mundi, and then Mace. Is that the team you use? Coach. I blame his coach. His coach sucks. Sucks big old donkey dick. Alright, cool. So, it feels like you watch my raid guides. So, good man. Good man. So, the Keller and Beck team here is a pretty decent one to take to Relic 8. It's trickier, apparently, to win at the Relic 8 tier. My approach apparently doesn't work at the Relic 8 tier. Can still be done, but you need to change Cam, apparently, to the defensive stance. Now, I don't have this team at Relic 8, and I won't, so I'm not going to be pushing out a guide for that. But keep that in mind when it comes to that investment. Realistically speaking, the better team to invest in, I would say, is Gungans. But it depends on how much appetite you've got for it. You know? What an amazing guild. Just wait for the Ross review I asked for. Desi, what did you ask for? I dread to even look. My preference would be Gungans, rather than, like, getting Gungans to R7 means you're going to go up 600k, which is going to be enough to put you into the next reward bracket, I imagine. If you're getting anywhere around 9.1 to 9.2, then you should be able to hit that next personal reward box. If your guild is looking to get the max crate, you need to get to 10.4, so that's going to be at least 2 teams regardless. No worries, Nick. So yeah, out of the raid teams, I would probably suggest Gungans over Keller and Beck. A whole team to Relic 8, or 4 characters to Relic 8, is quite costly, and you don't need to invest in Jar Jar to do that with Gungans. You could do 4 to Relic 7, and that's... I know it's still a bit of an investment, but it's still worth it in my book. Now, I see your Queen Amidala is already at Relic 9, Master Qui-Gon's at Relic 9, so I have a feeling that if I looked at Padawan Obi-Wan... Ooh. You must be looking at my guides. You must be looking at my guides. You're a good egg, Legion. You're a good egg. So yeah, Relic 9 with them. You're doing Relic 5 Gungans right now, so that's a 1.2 mil. Got Relic 7 on the Chiari Mundi, that's a 1.8 mil. Assuming you don't have... I don't see Lord Vader, so do you have the investment in Newt? You do. Already done the investment in Newt. So that's a 1.8 million a team as well. So the last one is just going to be Luminara team, right? Which you have got. Definitely don't invest that to Relic 7. That's a terrible investment. We love the Dirty D. You are a good egg, Legion. He's literally running my teams. Literally running all of my teams. Good egg. Good egg. All good, Nick. All good, buddy. We've got loads to go through, so... I'll just be shouting out people's names. I'll be shouting out people's names. So, I personally, I'm not against you pushing for GL Ahsoka. It's not necessarily a bad thing that you don't have Night Trooper at 7 stars. Most likely he's going to be farmable, if only for a short time, before GL Ahsoka drops. However, if you are going to make that push and not invest any further in raid teams, you're going to have to take into account that if you want to get it early, there is going to be an element of whaling on the new marquees. Now, you've obviously done a little bit of whaling here. Probably just got, you know, maybe the two the packs necessary, the whale packs necessary, the marquee whale packs, the crystal ones necessary to get him up to 5 stars by the end of the week-long event. Means you need about 185 shards. We know that Ahsoka Tano is coming out towards the end of the year. November, December period. You'll probably have a couple of weeks to try and get this sorted. However, that's not going to be the case when they start dropping, you know, Death Trooper Peridia and Captain Enoch, who we know are extra requirements. So you're going to have to whale a little bit heavier on that side unless you're willing to wait for a couple of months in order to unlock her, okay? Hey, what's going on, Jason? Unlike the next roster review, Retro. It's frustrating that Quadme is such an RNG fest. Absolutely, Ruler 2. Yeah, I don't recommend Ayla at all, no. I may be here, but I don't know shit about this game. That's quite alright, you don't have to know shit about this game. So, yeah, keep that in mind, buddy, if you are going to be pushing for it. Personally, I'm of the...
that gave me money to do this, I swear. When I'm like, dick and balls on my chest. People on the...
Dick and balls on my chest. There you go, guys. There you go. You heard it here first. Thank you, Desi, for the 1,000 biddies there, buddy. Didn't know how to donate £5 here, so here, Shorka, you're welcome for Scribble's advice. Shorka. Okay. Thank you, buddy. Oh, my days. I'm a Marvel Strike Force crutch. Is it similar or... Similar in approach. It's a hero collector game. Yeah. So, I've not played Marvel Strike. Well, I have. I've played about 2 weeks of it. So I can't really speak to the intricacies of the game, as it were. But I know from a high level point of view, there are a lot of similarities. Emmett is like, Marvel Strike Force is worse. I'd stick with Galaxy of Heroes. That's what Emmett says. So, yeah, any questions? Good Sir Legion. Yeah, that's definitely true. Definitely true. If you're going to skimp, as it were, not super whale on any character, you do it for the first marquee, because that's the one that's most likely going to be out for a reasonable amount of time before the legendary event drops. So yeah, any questions before we move on? No worries, Legion. What about Bo? I have the Kairos to get her. Is your guild unlocking Mandalore? That's the main driver. She is a fantastic character. Really, really valuable. The only but is any impact it would have to your other farms, right? So if your guild is unlocking Mandalore, then the drive is less there. If you would be the difference, or helping be the difference to unlock Mandalore, it's a much greater drive. Not currently. If your guild is making a push for it, then I would say focus on that. Slides right through him. She does destroy Lord Vader teams. And she's great against a number of GLs. We need one more bow. I think Desi's not being entirely truthful here. Desi, are you trying to bend the truth just a little bit? But yeah, like, genuinely speaking, if there is a guild drive for it, the benefits of unlocking Mandalore are astronomical. You do need one more. Get your Bo-Katan. Get Bo-Katan. She is such a solid unit. She is so reliable, dependable. And if it helps you unlock Mandalore, you're looking at an extra 50 of each Kyrotech every month, as well as 365 get 3. It's incredibly valuable. And an extra star. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Absolutely, Ryan. I'll check how you're doing. You might have 25, but somebody always fails. Yeah, it's not a guarantee. It's a pretty high success rate in general for that mission, but things can always go wrong. So yeah, get Bo, and then think about GL Ahsoka Tano. So Ryan, I'm assuming you put Ryan as your name. I don't see a Ryan in the list, buddy. Did you put a different name in? I'm doing a search here for a Ryan, and that's not showing up any names. There's a Brian, but that's not Ryan. There's a Greg, but that's not Ryan. It's on a Raikou. Like the Pokemon? I don't see a Raikou either. Let me refresh this list, just in case. Are you sure you put it under Raikou? Pokemon! Somebody just donated, thank you ever so kindly.
Robo tipped £5. Robo, account name Beldizar.
Thank you kindly. Okay, so I believe... Shorka, did you put your name down? Because apparently we're giving you a roster review anyway. Ah, there we go. But you do love Pokemon. You put his ID in, did you? Oh, so Desi, under the account that you put in. It's under Desi. Okay, cool. Yeah. I can see Desi here. I didn't, but you have my blessing. Well, Shorka. Let's have a look. It's Shorka's account. So let's see what Desi has to say. I want you to review my guildmates' Inquisitors. 11 mil. Alright. Am I going to go into this account and see a Reaver unlocked with, like, bugger all Inquisitors? Is that what I'm going to see right now? Shorka, are you that bitch? Are you that guy? Come on now. What do we think? What is this, Shorka? You just really like Seventh Sister. I assume this was either some sort of, like, sub-goal, or it was an operation.
Go, fuck you, motherfucker! And then you die. And the Geos just go...
Oh, mate. Like, you didn't even... Like, you've got her unlocked and you didn't even relic her. She's so good. Like, Reaver is so good. You got carried to a Reaver unlock. You've unlocked her probably a while ago, and you're just like, nah. I don't like the Kenobi TV show. Reaver's a stupid character. But why do you have a Relic 9 7th sister? Thanks, Robo. Yep, absolutely. We'll get you after this one, my friend. He just did it to convince us he was upgrading them. Shorka was just like, this will get them off my back for just a little bit. And the Omi. Yeah, why the Omi, dude? You're also getting carried to a Reaver unlock. Napkin is also that bitch. All right. It was a sub-goal. Okay, fine. So I get it. The sub-goal was you apply everything. Relic 9, the whole works, the Omicron, the whole job. I get it. I feel you. I mean, I've got Cup coming up, for Christ's sake. I think we're nearly halfway there to Cup, actually. 144, I think. My eyesight's not the best, so... So I feel you. I've done my fair share of Relic 9 sub-goals. So I get it. What your community needs to do is force you to do the rest now. You're a 5 million officer in a guild that has 9 mil average? Ah, that's okay, Napkin. It's missing 6 dot mods. It is, yeah. In fact, I'd say these mods are probably pretty terrible. Seven speed. That's an immediate sell. Okay, well that one's got 10. 9. Oosh, 9. 8 speed. 8. Yeah, he does not love his 7th sister. Reason fan, thank you so much for the follow there. Welcome to the tribe.
And the Geos just go, fuck you, motherfucker, and then you die.
Don't give them no ideas.
And the Geos just go,
the ideas are coming. I think they need to do to you what my community did to me with the Phoenix faction, which was systematically just give you one Phoenix member after another until Captain Rex came out, and then Captain Rex came out, and that one actually became a Relic 9 sub-goal, and then they realized how good Captain Rex is with Phoenix, and I don't get to do any more Phoenix. Now I get to do Cup. So, you probably should invest in these guys, though. That's 160 Omicron scribe. If his community did that. Yep. Enjoy it. Imagine having that triple Omi, triple Omi on the Grand Inquisitor. Does he have 3? I think he does, doesn't he? R9 Inquisitors, Shulker. Yep. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, your Inquisitors, diabolical, mate. And not in a good way. Diabolical. The rest of the account, though. I mean, you got an R9 JML. I guess I can support you in that endeavor. You got your Jabba, you got your JMK and your Rey and your Slack and your C. You're missing Lord Vader and Leia, but we'll let you off. Ships. You're doing okay on ships. You know, you got the stuff and the things. Oh, look at this. TIE Interceptor with the trashy second sister. Where's your scythe? Where's your scythe, Shorker? Oh, wait. No Grand Inquisitor. God damn it, Shorker. At least your Cup is all the way down there too. Padawobi-Wan. I'm just looking for things to poke fun at. That's an interesting choice. Like, Gear 9, double Zeta Romi him, quick.
And the Geos just go, fuck you, motherfucker, and then you die.
In the trash
and
where
the
it
Geos
belongs.
just go,
is that your scythe? It's in the trash, in the garbage pile. I like the Relic one, IG-12 and Grogu. Are you pushing for Bo-Mando right now? You pushing for Bo-Mando? You going to be that other guy that's also getting Bo-Mando for the guild unlock? Be that guy. Be that guy. That's how I roll. That's what I like. That's what I like. Alright. Overall, you know, not a terrible account, buddy. Not a terrible account, just absolutely trash tier Inquisitors. I made mistakes with Hondo. You are going for Bo. I can support your endeavors for Bo Catanulus. Mama Catan. Be part of that 2%, buddy. Be part of that 2%. Join the 2% club. Hondo R8 is the only way to go. Not if Wolfie has anything to say about it. Where is my boy Wolfie? Is he streaming now? Is he live? Bo then Reaver. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. But maybe he should get Grand Inquisitor first. Just saying. Just saying. I think we should get Marok to get some more Inquisitors. I think what this game needs right now is more Inquisitors, just so Shorka can have them. You know? You know? Would Marok be Inquisitors and Night Sister? And Mercenary Tag? I think so. All of the above. Can you use Reaver to unlock Grand Inquisitor? I'm not sure. We'll find out now. Good roster though, Shorka. Good roster, buddy. I mean, trash roster. Terrible. Awful roster. Worst roster I've seen all night. Let's have a look down here. Oh, Reaver is... I was looking for Reaver. She's the TB character. So, yeah, you can apparently. It's you just need... You still need to invest in the originals to Relic 5, but you can use Reaver in the unlock. You can use the Reaver in the missions, and that would probably make it very easy. Don't put that juju on me. Oh, peace out, Dubois. I think seeing a roster with Reaver in the Inquisitor's Relic and no Grand Inquisitor would be funny. That would be quite funny. Alright, so I believe we had... somebody else come in. Robo! Robo, you still around, buddy? Beldizar. Beldizar. Let's have a look. Beldizar. There we go. Got your account number. You are Robo. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let us begin. Let us begin. Okay, so Robo says, aiming for Jabba, love it. Farming Executor, double love it. That's my roster advice done. You've nailed it, good sir. But I need a few side projects. Any ideas? Yes, your side projects should be the next GL and the next capital ship. My position on side farms is they can wait until you're done with your main farms. But 9.4 million. Let's have a look. See what you're working with. Show me what you're working with. Okay, so you've got Malevolent Negotiator. That's a good start. Both at Relic 8 as well. Get you, boy. Get you, boy. Excuse me. Excuse me. So Executor's nearly done. And you're working towards Jabba. Not bad. Not bad. Check you out with, 6 GLs already. And about to get Jabba. So you're only really missing Galactic Legend Leia out of the Galactic Legends. At this point, you can start thinking about other things. My question to you is, how well do you perform in the raid currently? The raid gives the best return on investment as far as developing your roster is concerned. So that would be where I would say you should focus if you're looking for a side farm and don't immediately want to push it on Leia or Galactic Legend Sokatano or Balin Skull. It's 11:15. It's not early. You know? So let me know, Robo. How do you do in as far as raid performance is concerned? No Gungans to speak of just yet. Galactic Republic. How are we looking on the old Queen Amidala? No Queenie. No real investment here. Oh, there. Okay. So as far as side projects are concerned, Gungans and Queen Amidala. I don't know how far away you are from an unlock on Queen Amidala. Let me know in the chat. How many shards have you got? Are you going to unlock her in like the next conquest? Is it much further than that? Then you need to be starting asking yourself the question, with 9.4 million, you should be red boxing Conquest. Should be Redboxing Conquest. And if you're not, why aren't you Redboxing Conquest? Is it because you don't like the game mode? Or is it because you just can't be bothered? Thank you, Ryan. Do. So let me know, Mr. RoboFallen. You don't enjoy the game mode in Conquest. Absolutely fine. But you will hurt your progress in the game if you don't. You do decent. Okay. Is decent gold box, not red box? Because looking at your roster, you could definitely red box. You could definitely red box. And I know it's not exactly everybody's favorite cup of tea. Gold. Okay, good. You get gold. So at the end of next Conquest, you should be able to unlock your Queen Amidala. So keep that as a consideration. The reason I'm suggesting Queen Amidala is that trio can do very, very well in the raid. Not only that, but you do have the Duel of Fates Assault Battle. So having just 2 characters to invest in to get all that return on investment is actually huge. Yeah. So as far as side hustles are concerned, Gungans and Queen Amidala trio should be your focus. In my opinion. If you don't want to be pushing for GL Leia and you don't want to be pushing for Ahsoka Tano, absolutely fine. If you're not pushing for any more fleets, that would be a little bit of a concern, because at this point, you basically have all the GLs. Sorry, you're also missing, what's his face, aren't you? You're just about to unlock Jabba. Hey, look, I see a Reaver with investment. We just need to, after what we saw with Shorka. Oh, good. Well done, Robo. You're a team player. Buddy. Do you recommend Queen Amidala to R7 or R8 if Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon Jinn are R9? I'd recommend Relic 9 personally. It depends on your goals. If you've already done R9 Qui-Gon Jinn and Padawan Obi-Wan, you do R9 Leia. Queen Amidala. Always, yes, you are always a team player. Good. So let's have a look then at your Sith Empire first and foremost. You've got Malak, you've got DR. You've got Malgus unlocked, but needs investment. Let's have a look at Rogue One, for example. Yeah, this is the other area in which you can choose to focus. So my preference would be focus towards raid teams in the short term, because the sooner you invest it, the longer you'll be able to gain that benefit. My preference would be Master Qui-Gon Jinn, Padawan Obi-Wan with Queen Amidala. After that, maybe go for Gungans. Those are like the best teams to invest in long term, because they're solid PvP characters. They work in TB, they work in TW. They give you other rewards as well. So you get Jar Jar for investing in Gungans, and you get the Assault Battle rewards for investing in Queen Amidala and Master Qui-Gon Jinn. After that, focus on your fleets, either Profundity or Sith Empire for the Leviathan, because they'll give you more than getting extra GLs. Hey, what's going on, Bones? How you doing, dude? I'll leave it up to you. Like, personally, I think you should focus on raid first, because the raid is going to be around for about another 8 months. The sooner you get the investment in your raid teams and then stop at a certain point, the better off you're going to be in the long run. It's better to do that than think, I'll do it after I've got my Profundity, and then you farm that for 3 months, and then you've lost 3 months of raid investment. We're just doing some roster reviews today, Bones. Some roster reviews today, brother. So yeah, as far as either Leviathan or Profundity is concerned, from my perspective for your roster, I would say push for Leviathan rather than Profundity, but either one can work. Both is better. Either or both. Any questions then, Mr. Robo? Nice roster, by the way. Just having a look here. Yeah. All good. Well, thank you, Mr. Robo. Solid account. Can you give a rough estimate on the current status of the queue? How many places am I out waiting? Casim. Yep, absolutely. So you are 22nd in line with 1, 2, 3, 4 people. So you're about 16 out at the minute. Good, sir? Roughly. roughly there or thereabouts. Hey Fox, how you doing, buddy? Napkin. Napkin, you are ahead of Kasim by about 3. I'm good, Fox. How you doing? Yeah, I can show the queue. Absolutely. Hold up. I'll just put the queue up on the screen 1 second. So, here is the queue right now. So those highlighted in yellow are the premium roster, or they're the priority roster reviews that we've done. We've already done several as well. And all of the priority ones are done. So there's quite a few people. There's 58 in total, or 57 in total. But a lot of them have already been done. So next one would be Digger. So is Digger in the chat? If you're looking for a roster review, Fox, you'll have to fill out the form first. And that will put you in the list for this. Digger is in the chat. Terrific. Yeah, Mateus is I believe, a first-time chatter here today. I believe. Let me just spend my energy real quick, and then we'll get going on Digger. We'll get gold digging. Hey, sister, soul sister. It should be linked in the chat. Top of the chat should be a pinned comment in the chat right now. It'll send you off to a Google form. You just fill out and it'll put your name on that list there. Alrighty. So let's get Digger's ally code here. Unfortunately, Captain Mateus is my co-host on the Saturday podcast. Just kidding, I love that guy. Shout out to Bones' podcast. Saturdays, what time's your podcast? You do it live, Bones? I assume you do. Pimp out your podcast here in the chat while we've got some viewers. It's your first time live stream? Sorry that. No. Don't apologize, Fox. Don't apologize at all. 8 a.m. Eastern. I assume EST is Eastern. All right. Let's take a look. So, Thank you kindly. Digger States. Thank you.
Enjoying these roster reviews, so I decided to go for one myself.
Oh, thank you, buddy. We'll get you right after Digger's review, okay? So, Digger states, I'm currently farming Kylo's ult and just unlocked the Executor. Good business. Now I'm planning on farming Queen Amidala team, and after that, Jedi Knight Luke. After that, I'm unsure. Close to 3GL, C, JMK, and JML. Also, if you have an opinion on mods. Now, we can talk about mods. We can absolutely talk about mods. Unfortunately, with 7 minutes, it's not enough time to talk about mods. So you'll have to be a bit more specific about something for me to look at. Because, you've got 6 million GP. It would take me a while to go through and pinpoint modding and stuff like that. Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk about your current farming plan. Getting Kylo's ultimate is great. You've just unlocked Executor, so I assume it's 4 stars, maybe 5 if you refresh the event at all. Okay, so 4-star investment there. How is your Razor Crest? Definitely need some investment in that BAM. You're going to have to put a little bit loving in your BAM, otherwise your Executor is just not going to be up to snuff. All right, cool. Okay, so Executor. After that, you're thinking about farming Queen Amidala. I think that's always a solid investment right now. Earlier you get that investment done, the better off you'll be. So you're at 6.4. How far away are you from the unlock on Queen Amidala? Are you unlocking her in next conquest? Nearly done with Master Qui-Gon, so I assume Padawan Obi-Wan is already done. No, he's not. Okay, so you're doing Qui-Gon, then Padawan Obi-Wan. Investment there. I support this investment regardless. It's a solid investment. I can totally look at mods, but it's a timing thing. It's a timing thing. I'm trying to give you the most value. So you said after you've done Queen Amidala and then Jedi Knight Luke, you're unsure. So look, if you're farming Jedi Knight Luke, that already lends you towards unlocking things like JML or Jabba. So I guess the question is, why are you looking to farm Jedi Knight Luke? Because you shouldn't farm Jedi Knight Luke just for the sake of having Jedi Knight Luke. He's a stepping stone character. So if you're going to do Jedi Knight Luke, that means you're committing to JML or you're committing to Jabba the Hutt. If you're not going to do Jedi Knight Luke, then you can get things like C a little bit earlier. You know what I mean? Next conquest is Amidala. Okay, great. So basically we're talking about 3 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks, you'll be ready for Queen Amidala. Get that investment in there. Take it to whatever relic level you're going to be. The higher the better, in my opinion. But obviously I understand you're not going to be in a place to just start willy-nilly throwing Relic 9 characters out the wazoo, as it were. It's a good investment path. I support this investment path, absolutely 100%. It's just the Jedi Knight Luke into JML or JMK or C. That's a little bit iffy for me right now. Hey, what's going on, Redro? Haven't seen you in ages, brother. Haven't seen you in ages, dude. How you doing? Yeah, I guess that's the real question. There's obviously a whole... Like, you've got a lot to work with here. My preference out of that is to just go straight for JML unless... See, Palpatine brings other benefits to the raid because you'll be working on Sidious and you'll be working on Maul, Darth Maul. So there's that benefit as well. Let's just quickly check your Sith. Sidious has already got some. Darth Maul needs a little bit of loving. I'm just thinking in the short term, that does still benefit you as far as raid teams are concerned. So I almost want to say... Before you go in on Jedi Knight Luke, think about pushing towards C and just tack on Nute Gun Ray onto that, so you've got yourself another team for the raid to up your raid investment. So you can start earning those points over the following 6-7 months. Next week's roster review, I need a real pro to help my roster need the misses so I can get the best help. Absolutely, John. Just give me a shout, buddy, anytime. I'm glad you're doing good, Redro. Oh, you're very welcome, Fox. For sure, Redro. Like, there's been quite a few improvements recently. The PC client is incredible as well. Yeah, my preference is probably at this point to push into C, just so you are able to invest in an additional raid team. You'll have your Queen Amidala team. You'll also have the Darth Maul trio team. Yes, it will mean investing in Newt as well, but it's a long-term investment that you get a short-term gain from. So it's definitely worth it in my opinion. Hey, good night, Ryan, buddy. Good night, buddy. Thanks for joining today, dude. No, Redro, you don't need an emulator anymore. There's an actual PC client in the game. This is the PC client, and it runs buttery smooth, mate. You have Newt already because of a Lightspeed bundle. Oh! Oh! In my opinion, that answers the question. You go for C, dude. You go for C, and I would do it before Jedi Knight Luke. Get that earlier. Get it earlier so you can get... Well, one, you get C. You know, it's a GL. Not the most valuable GL to get, but he's still valuable. But you'll also have additional investments in raid teams. You know? So, in my opinion, it's a good investment to do. That would be my preference. And then after that, I would say start looking at JML and Jabba. You'll have to throw in Profundity at some point. Well, you don't have to, but it'd be my preference to start working on those fleets as well. You left over a year ago, was working on GL Kenobi. Still a valid goal if I'm coming back. JMK is still very good, yeah. You need to have Commander Ahsoka Tano to make him work, but yeah. I don't know at this point, Zion. We're probably going to be live for another half hour or so. So probably not. Kind of proud of your Piet's cross mod. Oh, we'll take a look at it. Oh! 30 speed. I am jealous up to the gills, mate. It's a shame it's a defense primary, but I don't give a crap about what the primary is. If the secondary is 30 speed, that is sexy, dude. I'm not sure, Fox. Apparently you can contact people at EA to try and sort it out, but I've never had to do it. So yeah, that is one sexy ass mod. I'll check out the modding on your Galactic Legends, because I know that was one of your questions, and then we'll move on. So we've got a speed set and a health set on Rey. 585. She's very fast, but the offense is lacking a bit. I would recommend remodding your Rey to be offense and health based. If you're looking for speed, around 520, 530 is appropriate. Health around 220k. And then try and get that offense up to like 11.5 plus. That's how I would say mod Rey. Like, this is really, really good speed, but you could throw that elsewhere. That's my preference there. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. You've gone for speed and damage. Nothing wrong with that. 574. Yeah, your Slacker's modded well. Your Slacker's modded well. Yeah, it's true, Redro. It really is, mate. Jigger, you're very welcome, buddy. Just gotta re-jump in. Definitely feels like a punch of the gut. Yeah. More people sneak in for the priority. I think I was close. Yeah, we had one more person join the priority list. We're going for another 30 minutes, guys, okay? It was Din Jarin. Din, are you still in the chat, dude? Okay, I can see your thingy here. Yep, you're here. Good man. Good man. Right, before we begin, I do need to have a drink. I get parched talking so much. All right. Okay. Let's just make sure we're all set up here correctly. Let's go. So Din is saying he's about to unlock Queen Amidala in August. So next time the conquest come around, he's getting Queen Amidala. Needs profundity for better performance in fleet. Not sure how to plan your next 6 months in Galaxy of Heroes. Okay. So profundity is not a short farm, but we don't know how much investment you've got already. 6.2 million. Pretty early to be getting profundity, but I like it. I support it. You are a good egg. All right, so first and foremost, before we go into the roster advice, you have to explain to me just a little bit. Why do you have Bo-Katan, Mandalore, and Taron Malicos and Darth Bane, but no Galactic Legends? This is such an interesting approach. I don't think I've ever seen somebody get Bo-Katan, Mandalore before their first GL. Exactly, Bezad. I don't want to be the guy that sits here and begs for money. I'm not trying to beg for money. I'm trying to offer a service to help people build their rosters out and offer a little bit of advice, whilst trying to put some money aside for the upcoming marquees, because we know we're going to get about a dozen over the next couple of months. Just came back to the game in January. Oh, you came back because of Bo-Katan Mandalore. I get it. So passion project for you, right? You quit around the time C and JML come back? Yeah, came out. That was quite a while back. Because you hated Galactic Legends. Gotcha. That makes complete sense, buddy. So from your perspective, you don't want to be focusing on any Galactic Legends. You'd rather just focus on legendary characters and conquest unlocks and that sort of business. If that's the approach you want, I can try and tailor the advice based on that criteria. Since January, you've unlocked Executor, Bo-Katan, Bane, and Malicos. All good, all very good units, to be honest. Like, Malicos actually is currently my favorite team to use. A Seer-led Malicos team is my favorite team at the moment. Seer, Malicos, not Starkiller unless it's 3s, then it's pretty phenomenal. But you need stuff like Fulcrum and Cal Kestis, and then usually we'll go in with a +1, sometimes it's Kylo Ren. Can be other things though as well, right? So, I don't hate this at all. This is a great investment as far as I'm concerned. Still working on their Ommis? Yeah, well, I mean, you'd need to have the Seer Junda Ommi. If you've already got the Strength is Power one, that's it. This one here, this is the most important one to have for Terran Malicos. But if you're looking for a GAC performance now, you go and get Seer's Leader. Get Seer's Leader as the Omicron. Then if you want to use this team in Territory Wars, you'll want Fulcrum and Calcestis to build out that team and make it work better in TW. What are your thoughts on Inquisitors, Dinjarin? Well, we'll have a look over here. His Inquisitors are nearly as good as yours. Nearly. But I wouldn't expect anything less from a 6 mil team. So I think you said you were considering working towards your profundity. So this is one of your next goals, I believe. Let me just double check that then. You're about to get Queen Amidala, need profundity for performance and fleet. Okay. So are you actually investing in the Queen Amidala team? Got that 4 stars. 6 stars. So are you actually going to invest in this team? Because if we're looking 6 months, you haven't got a whole lot of investment in your profundity. So you're probably looking 3 to 4 months, maybe, depending on your crystal income and how much you, if any, you're going to whale to try and get that fleet unlocked, right? You'll unlock Scythe next Proving Grounds. Well, you need to have the Grand Inquisitor to unlock Scythe, so you'll have the blueprints, but you won't be able to actually unlock it. Farming Obi-Wan now. Okay. So Queen Amidala, Profundity, Inquisitors for GI and Scythe. Gotcha. This is not a bad approach at all. Have you got Iden? Because that's the other side of it. You'll want to have Iden and the TIE Defender. What I'd recommend is try to work on these, like, make sure you're farming the shards for TIE Defender, because in order to really get that fleet off the ground, you need to have the TIE. That's the damage. That's the win condition. The rest of the fleet is almost just a setup to get TIE Defender out there. Do you know what I mean? So you need to have, well, you don't need to. I would recommend sort of Relic 3 to 5 on Iden at a minimum, to make sure that when the TIE Defender comes out, he's one-tapping folks, or she's one-tapping folks, I guess. So don't forget about that. Don't forget about the Iden side of things, okay? The other characters that you invest in for that fleet, obviously it's the Grand Inquisitor, but that's going to be covered by the Grand Inquisitor investments. There's 3 pilots in that ship, right? Then you're going to have TIE Pilot. I can't... Let's actually check your TIE Pilot. And it is important to have... Ooh... TIE Fighter Pilot. Okay, you've got a Relic 5 TIE Fighter Pilot, that's fine. I was going to say you can't not have any investment in the TIE Fighter Pilot, because you do actually need a certain level of speed on that ship in order to get him to go first, so that you can get that foresight up to help feed the team later to your team. And the last one is Darth Vader. Yeah, you'll be fine. I'm completely on board with you going Inquisitors afterwards. That's going to be a long-ass farm, because the Inquisitors are so very heavy on Kyrosec investment. We're talking 2,000 Kyros probably to get that team all up to Relic levels. So that's going to take a while on top of your Profundity farm, on top of your Queen Amidala trio farm, okay? I support it. I think it's a good path to take, definitely. Especially if you've got your Profundity up and running as well. So you're going to have a really strong fleet game. Inquisitors are really good with Reaver. Without Reaver, not so good. Wait, what? Now, this is not the advice that I would normally give for this particular account. I do think you need GLs. But I tried to take...
Fuck you, motherfucker! And then you die.
You're breaking my heart. Don't go where I can't follow. Hey, Nooch. Star Wars Dad coming in with a raid party. Thank you kindly, Mr. Nooch. Hope you've had a good evening, sir. Welcome, Raiders. How are you doing today? When should I add side farms like Iden into this plan? So you want to have your Iden ready by the time you have your Inquisitors done. The other side of it is the TIE Defender, the actual shards. You want to just make sure you've got that at 7 stars. Do that gradually over time. But you don't need this investment until after you've got the Scythe, because before the Scythe is unlocked, that Chimera fleet just doesn't really work. So, hey, what's going on, Ranger? Double platform raid. Did we get all your YouTube fellows as well? Thank you, brother. How you doing, Nooch? Been a while, dude. Nooch 2 raid. So yeah, you want to time out the Iden farm to land with the Grand Inquisitor. Okay. They need a collab soon for sure, brother. Hit me up anytime, dude. Anytime. Roger, roger. One last thing. Can you take a look at Malicos's mods? Absolutely. Okay, we're running offense set with health set. I like it. Health, offense, crit damage, offense. Solid. Yeah, speed could be a little bit better. Let me just what relic level are we looking at? Relic 8. Okay, good. Because that informs me. That informs me. Let me just I'm just going to run my Talon Malicos because I'm unsure how mine is modded at the moment, because I think mine's Relic 7. Oh no, mine is actually Relic 8. Go me. Go me. Yeah. Alright. Okay, cool. So 10,800 is decent enough. You've got the crit damage triangle. The mods on speed. It's okay, I guess. It's okay. I'm not against it. It's the right approach to have. Would like to see just a little bit of speed, but it's not massively important. This is a lovely mod. This diamond, or triangle rather, this triangle is kind of the things of dreams, realistically speaking. Not fast, but not slow. He doesn't necessarily need boatloads of speed. And you're about to say something about GLs? Yes, I was going to say that I wouldn't necessarily recommend this farming path for you based on where your roster is, but you said you don't particularly like going for Galactic Legends, so I steered away from recommending Galactic Legends. Realistically speaking, I think your roster would benefit massively from 2 or 3 Galactic Legends, but we've stayed away from it. This is a lovely mod. Genuinely, I'd take this to gold, and then I would calibrate out this health roll to try and get offense or speed. That's a lovely mod. This is also a lovely mod. This is okay. You don't necessarily need to have the extra Ommis on here. The most important one is the strength is power, but yeah, I'd say your modding is decent here. Your modding is decent. I'd like to, try and pump. It would be ideal if we had more offense instead of having 5 rolls of protection, but we, getting more panicky here than anything. And I'd like it if this had some speed, but again, not the most important. Good, Din. I'm glad, buddy. Solid roster, dude. I really like it's really interesting to me. I love that you came back because Bo-Katan Mandalore, because you loved her, and then you just went and unlocked her. That's the good way to play this game. If you really want to enjoy it, you just invest in the characters that you like the most. Like 250? Well, if ever I'm confused or stuck and thinking about modding, I just go ahead and look at my good friend Karthric, and I think, how does Karth mod? How does Karth mod? Oh, no, I hit Crimson instead of Karth. So let's actually see how Karthric has modded his Malicos. Health and offense. His is actually very slow, 217, so ignore me. Ignore me. But 11k on the old offense. So this should give you some comfort. This should give you some comfort. Got offense primary, bit of speed, protection, quite a bit of protection. He's chonky. Speed, offense, crit damage. I would say your triangle is actually better than Karth's in this instance. Offense, speed, protection. Lots of protection on this dude. Yeah, he's made him chonky. Very chonky. Yeah, it's good business. Alright. With his credit card. You've downloaded the PC version. It's asking me to link an account using a mobile game. When pressing EA Connect on my phone, it gives you a weird code. Sorry, let me deal with this bot in chat real quick. Apologies. I'm not sure why you're getting an error, Redro. You need to link your Star Wars account to your EA account. It needs to be the same email. And we're getting all of the bots today, guys. Sorry. We're getting bombarded by bots right now. I'm just banning them as they come in. All right. We've probably got time for 1 or 2 more reviews right about now. So, yeah, if I just keep on having to fight off these bots, that could be a different thing. Bot spam, bot spam, bot spam. Yeah, bots coming in left and right now. I'll give it a couple of seconds. Maybe we're in the clear. Nope, we're not in the clear. More bots. God damn it. Ah, Foxy, you are here. Thank you, Foxy. I'll leave you to try and deal with them, and we'll go on to the next free roster review. Yeah, we did Din, didn't we? Thank you, Din. Really appreciate you, dude. So, Nathan. Nathan, are you in the chat? Could ban the term cheap viewers. That's a good shout, Drex. Nathan DeSouza. So, just checking if this is going to be your ally code, because there could be a different Nathan, I don't know. Lima? No, you're not for a while yet, Lima, unfortunately. No, you're not for a while yet, Lima. I doubt we'll get to you, buddy, I'm sorry. Yeah, definitely a game of whack-a-mole right about now. Oh my god. I apologize, chat. We're getting invaded by bots at the minute. We're getting invaded by bots. God damn. Sorry, guys. So, Nathan, is this your account? That's you. Okay, good business. Anzac Vanguard. Okay. Let's get rolling then. Let's get rolling, baby. So, what is Nathan saying? Doing Reaver now and then Jabba. Other suggestions are helpful. Okay, so a 6 million account going for Reaver and Jabba. You hear that, Shorker? You hear that, buddy? He's going for Reaver. He's going for Reaver. The Clankers are invading. They are. I heard the bots are attracted to Inquisitors. They could smell the... I don't know, the reprogramming. Okay, so you've got your JML. Assuming that you're working on the Ultimate. You working on your Ultimate for JML? Because you want to be working on the Ultimate. Look at you with both Revens as well at 6 mil. Your profundity is done. What a don. I'm loving the fact that you've maxed out your profundity already. God damn it. Do you have... do I have a how to mod video? I'm crap at mods. I think I might have an old one, Hells, but I probably need to do a new video. I'm not the best at making mod recommendations. I know how to farm mods, I know what to look for, I have my own approach, but I'm not as crunchy as certain people like Calvin and Zareth. There's probably better content there. You're 6 out of 10 for the ult. Good business, Nathan, good business. Okay, so you're talking about... excuse me. You're doing Reaver and then you're pushing for Jabba. These are good investments, in my opinion, especially because you've got JML and you've got Profundity. Jabba is a really easy... I say really easy. He's an easy, sensible jump for you to go to. So, let's have a look at your Inquisitors, see where you're at. Early days, well, mid-game days for your Inquisitors. You need 1 star here, 1 star here, 1 star here, and then you still need probably about 1,000 Kyro Tech, right? I mean, it's quite a lot. God damn, those bots are just popping off in chat. Yeah, I'll switch it to follow only. Alright, I've changed it to follow only mode. I apologize, chat. I'm sorry about that. I will get a filter in to stop that nonsense going. I will stop that nonsense immediately. So apologies for the delay there. So yeah, Inquisitor's great. It's a little bit of a farm still for you at this point. I'm assuming, how close are you to the Jabber unlock? Let's check out your Hut Cartel. Okay, this is fine. You're going to have to choose which one to focus on first. I would probably recommend getting your Jabber before getting your Inquisitors, of course. It's just makes more sense for return on investment for yourself to start earning those Smuggler's Run 2 rewards as quickly as possible. And you're unlocking Queen Amidala next conquest. Are you considering actually investing in her? Because that's something that we need to know. Because if you are going to invest in it, the earlier you do it, the better off you'll be. You know? Just because the assault battle, that comes round. Obviously, you're not necessarily going to take them all the way up to Relic 9. But any rewards that you get from that, the sooner you do the investment, the more time you'll have to recoup the investment, right? And it bleeds over into raid performance, which is arguably more important. The ban hammer is dropping. My boy Night Fox. We'll only do her for gas, not for the whole team. No Kairos. Only do her for gas. Okay. I mean, you don't use Queen Amidala for gas unless you're thinking... Are you literally just going to throw Queen Amidala under a gas team? I mean, you can. You certainly can. It's just one of those things. It's a weird team, right? It's a weird team. It loses to a gas counter. As in, standard gas 501st beats gas Queen Amidala. But regardless, if you want to invest in it, that's absolutely fine. Yes, for the raid counter. Okay, fine. Is it worth it, given that I need about 4k Kairos for that? Before that, for Reaver and Jabber? Is what worth it, sorry? Investing in Queen Amidala? Personally, I would say no. Standard gas can beat Reaver, can beat Ray as well. You know? So... investing in Queen Amidala. Oh, right, okay. Yes, it's a very worthwhile investment. Is what I'd say. It just because I like anything that you can invest in that gives you benefits from multiple game modes is good in my book, right? So the benefit of the Queen Amidala team is raid performance is one. Okay, raid is probably the best thing to invest in for return on investment. The amount of gear and Kyrotech, well, not necessarily Kyrotech, but like Relic 8 materials, Relic 7 materials, all that sort of business that you can earn from raid rewards is second to none. It's like the best in the game. The other side of it is Duel of the Fates Assault Battle. You're earning yourself additional signal data, additional Gear 12 Plus pieces, additional high-level relic mats and that sort of business. Thank you so much. Who was that just then? Sorry, apologies. Cyper, thank you for the resub, brother. How you doing? And then the final benefit to the Queen Amidala team is that it's a fantastic PvP team. So it works basically everywhere. It's a very competitive team that also really helps out with really important areas of the game to help you develop your roster. So does that necessarily make it a better investment than going for stuff like a GL and that sort of thing? No, but it's only 3 characters. So it's kind of a toss-up there. It's an expensive investment, I'm not going to lie. Queen Amidala with the lengthy support level 6 is going to be nasty. Or the Tankron. Hey, Performance. How you doing? Performance Anxiety. Great name, by the way. Gonna be good even when her Chron expires, 100%. SK is a short farm away. We're pushing for that. SK is a fantastic, fantastic team. I guess the real question is, do you have the team to support it as soon as you finish it? So we'd need Palpatine. We're looking at Mara Jade. Obviously, you'll get Mara Jade as part of the farm. Then you'd need a Jedi tank. I'm sure you've got a Jedi tank. Usually we look at someone like Old Ben, so that's totally fine. And then you're looking at an unaligned Force user for the light side. This is usually where it starts to fall down a little bit because you can use JTR or you can use this, but you don't really want to, right? Hey, Andrew. Thanks, buddy. I have closed the Ross reviews, but we'll do you a kindness. Thank you. I appreciate that. We will get you after this one, buddy. Okay. So yeah, like the light side online force users, typically for a star killer team, you're looking at Visas Mar. If you're not looking at Visas Mar, sometimes you look at, something like Fulcrum. No, it's okay, Andrew. Don't worry, buddy. It's okay. You can use things like Scavvy Raid, but again, it's not an ideal setup. So Star Killer is very valuable, and he also helps you build out other teams. So you got stuff like, Dash Rendar, for example. Dash Rendar can help out with a Han Solo Chewbacca team, Han Chewie team in 3v3, for example, but also feeds into other teams in 5v5 with Queel and IG-11. You also get Darth Talon, which is great for Sith, so if you happen to have Traya built up, also getting Darth Traya in there really helps in 5v5. So there's value in a Star Killer team. It's just, do you feel like essentially 5 Relic 5s is a worthwhile investment? Carl Catan, have you got a Momo team, or have you got a Gar Saxon team built up already? So you got Momo already, so it will benefit your roster. It absolutely will. It's just quite a big investment. It's not the biggest investment in the world. I don't want to make it sound like it's a massive investment, but it's just a couple of things, right? You've got to do the 4 characters to Relic 5, right? Then you also have to think, I also have to gear up Starkiller, obviously. I want to probably throw on, Zetas, Omis. I also then need to think about getting an unaligned Force user to go with that, so that's, that's the 6th character. Then you want to think about, do I also have to invest in some additional characters for some of the outlying teams to make them work as well? So it starts to build on itself, and then you think, at this point, I probably could have basically unlocked a Galactic Legend, So it's up to you, really. I would probably focus more on getting things like JML done. Oh, thank you, Pliskin, coming in with the $10. So as far as fleets are concerned, I'll wrap this up as a final thing. The fleet game could be better. Do you have your Marauder? You got your Marauder, but obviously the investment in Bad Batch isn't massively there, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend pushing any further on that. We don't have the Holdo fleet, the Radis, just yet. I imagine your fleet investment for now is fine. Until, this will do for now, but you really will want to push for Executor at some point. The earlier you start getting that means you can passively start earning the shards over time, right? So, and apart from that, you've got JML, so Jedi Knight Cal. Yeah. I know Jedi Knight Cal is a relatively large investment just because they're newer characters, but you only need Gear 12 to get the unlock, and it really does pump up your JML. So it's something to consider. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much, Nathan. Andrew, we'll get to you now, buddy, okay? Need 19 shards for Master Qui-Gon Jinn. Also sent you a form. Thank you, buddy. This will be the last review of the evening, guys, okay? Hey, what's going on, Crispy? Alrighty, so 9 mil, King of Salt. Let's have a look. Andrew. Okay, so Jar Jar ready, Bow ready, creeping towards Leia, and where I can. Sorry, hang on, let me restart the timer. Thank you, New Beginnings. Appreciate the Prime sub. Looking for where I can finish and polish teams for Gak and Territory Wars. Either with Relics, Zetas, Omis. I'm guessing you prioritize Queen and the boys over Leia progress. I do, yes. Any other insights, happy to have them. Okay, cool. What's your raid performance like right now, buddy? Absolutely, Brian. So, you've got a solid account here, dude. I know we looked at your account a couple of times, and I'm always impressed by the performance here, so... This is all good business. Loving the Grand Inquisitor. The ship game. Yeah, we've got the Executor. You've got the Profundity. You're working on them stars. That's all good business. Probably not the right time to start investing in Leviathan. So I would suggest staying away from Leviathan for now. 2.65 mil. So that's where the greatest gains can be made in your account, I feel. That's definitely where the greatest gains. So 100%, I think as soon as you unlock Queen Amidala, I know you said you're a couple of shards away from Master Qui-Gon Jinn, that is where your investment should be. How far you want to take that investment is really up to you, but I can honestly say that taking all 3 to Relic 9 is a very good investment. Whether or not you want to go that far, up to you. But the Duel of the Fates Assault Battle will pay itself off in about a year and a half. As far as investment is concerned, return on investment, and in that time, you'll be able to benefit from 3.6 million, over doubling your score in the raid from one team. 3 characters to invest in. Big investment, big payoff, okay? So 100% I do recommend in pushing in for them instead of going for, before you start pushing for anything else. I know you said you're working on Leia as well. Now, nothing wrong with getting Leia done. Leia is a fantastic GL, and you've already got what I consider to be kind of the core Galactic Legends here. You've got Jabba, that's the biggest part as far as raid return on investment. Lord Vader is a big cost. Very much worthwhile, but it's such a heavy investment, and honestly, the performance of Lord Vader is not fantastic until you start over-investing in the team and start throwing in stuff like Inquisitors and Maul and all this sort of business, right? Well done, Red Rogue. Good business, buddy. You're bouncing between Kyber 4, 3, and 2. Yeah, good business. I reckon you can get to Kyber 2. 9 million GP. With this kind of account, you can totally get to Kyber 2 and probably stay there with just a little bit more deliberation. Maybe extra stars and the profundity could help. How's the Datacron game looking, dude? This is probably where you can get your biggest value. How many crystals do you normally spend a day on Conquest? Because if you're really, like, the difference from Kyber 4 and Kyber 2 is Datacron investment. Like, you have the characters that you need to get to Kyber 2 and stay there. Like, that's not going to change. You've more than enough character investment here to be in Kyber 2 and stay there. Datacrons is what is going to make or break you. I imagine most people you face might have this or lower levels of Datacron investment. If you doubled or tripled the amount of level 9 crons you had, you'd just stomp on people. You spend about 100 crystals a day, so you do 2 refreshes a day. I'd say double that. Honestly. Do all the 50s at the very minimum. If you can, push further. My state is insane. Just drove past a giant light-up sign on the highway that read, "Drive slow like a sea turtle. Get out of the left lane." What? The last set going away was rough. Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm not expecting you to have, 20 level 9s. I've only got about 11 or 12 level 9s of the new set. But you could certainly have 2 or 3 times this number of level 9s in this set if you, do more investment in Conquest. It is, as far as performance in GAC, it massively improves your performance. The more Datacrons you have, the better off you're going to be. So that's something to consider as far as where to invest your crystals. I would highly recommend at least doing the triple refreshes and try to be as efficient as possible in Conquest so you get that red box early and start farming the Datacron materials. It pays itself off. With a roster like this, you've got enough depth in the account to benefit from a lot. Need to learn to use Bane all over again. Tell me about it, dude. Alright, so either Relic Satyrs or Ommis. Yeah, okay. So Relic Satyrs or Ommis for GAC. Oh, this is going to be tricky. I mean, you could get an extra Ommi over here on... I imagine you've got the leadership. Yeah, you've got the leadership. So you could get the Driven by Revenge Ommi on Reva for GAC. It's not necessary, but it gives a little bit of extra summit. Let's have a look. You've got the double Zetas there. Maybe Radis. I'm not a big fan of Radis, I'll be honest, but a lot of people can make Radis work. Thank you, Lord Megatron. A lot of people can make Radis work. I'm not a big fan of Radis, but he does have an Ommi, and it might help you. Top tier. 2 Ommis on Starkiller is more than enough. Strength is power, dude. Strength is power. If you want to get immediate return on investment, this army is the one. Get it. I don't know if you're missing the rest of the team. So what I'd recommend, first army, strength is power. Second army, Seer Junda's leadership. So then you can run Seer with Taran Malakos. And we are looking at... Where's Fulcrum? You'll need some investment in Fulcrum. You got Cal Kestis though. And then you just throw in any old character like Crew or OG Kylo. So definitely over here. You need a little bit of work to round out the team. Generally speaking, I run Seer with Cal, Seer, Cal, Fulcrum, Malakos, and then the fifth one doesn't really matter. You've got a little bit of flexibility there. Typically, I'll use someone like Crew, Kylo Ren, or even Ninth Sister. Ninth Sister's got a level 9 Cron. I don't know if you have it at this time, but it's a solid team. Can take out a lot of things. Usually is my go-to raid counter. So we didn't get to you, Jason. I'm sorry, buddy. Any last questions, Andrew? Just realised the time is gone, but yeah, this is where I would invest right now because your team is there. It's pretty much there, you know. So just a little bit of investment. 2 armies will get you 90% of the power there, but you just want some investment in Fulcrum. They'll keep you up and help you last longer. Side effects may vary. You may well shit yourself. Yes. Good business, Andrew. Good business. Your roster is sick, dude. Your roster is sick. You got good investments there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you kindly for your support today. I hope you've enjoyed it at home. We'll probably be doing more roster reviews either a week today. We might have time on Thursday. It depends. Let me know in the chat right now if you want more roster reviews on Thursdays, and we'll try and make it happen, okay? I'm sorry, Sovereign. I'm sorry, buddy. Big Sag. Big Sag. Yeah, I've had a long old day of it. All right, let's see who's live at the moment so we can also send you people on your merry way to some fine other individual covering some Galaxy of Heroes content. I'm not seeing anybody on the tubes. Not seeing anybody there. Alrighty. Let's see who's available on the old Twitch side of things then. I'm going to send you over to a guy called JimBoyTW. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for the love. Thank you all for the love. Head over to my Discord if you want to have more roster reviews on Thursday. Let me know there. If not, it'll be next Tuesday. Okay, guys? Peace out. Big love, and I'll see you all soon. More! Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate y'all.